Everybody, I got a tip. If you want me here, take a trip. It make you holler, it make you shout. Come along with me, we're tripping now. Now listen, girls, and listen, boys. These little things, they ain't no toys. They are for real, know what I mean. They make you holler, they make you shout. Come on, baby, we'll trip on out.
Hey, come on, baby. Let's trip on out. This song gets stuck in my head sometimes. Oh, this fucking sinus problems suck. I might keep this short, but like I never did watch that thing that Nanya did on me. I had a few people advise me not to, so I really don't know everything they said, but I caught like the last 20 minutes of Tommy Boy's thing a little while ago. And there were things on there that I didn't know they said that I do want to respond to. Oh, hang on, let me say some hellos and get some people in here. What is going on? Naked something TF. Naked what is that? Uh, naked something female. I don't know, I'll figure it out. And out the front, of course we know what that means. Oh, you haven't had your 2.5 yet, as everyone keeps saying. Like, I don't know, I don't know what that is. I don't know what you mean, OTF. You're welcome to come up and explain it if you'd like. What's going on, Angela G? What's up, JFK? What is up, Nick? Oh, let's see. What else do we have here? Heavy metal blaring through the house. Oh, hell yes. I am a lifetime metalhead. I survived the satanic panic of the 80s. I am a card-carrying member of the metalhead clan. Yeah, I don't know what all this said. I only got like the last 20 minutes of Tommy Boy's thing. He's one of the few that I still actually watch. I unrang a lot of bells a long time ago. So, and really, the only reason I watched Tommy Boy is because he came up here like a man and asked me to watch his stuff. So, uh, I will, as much as I, hate it sometimes. I'll still give him that respect. What is going on, Moments Live? Mr. Section 15, what's up? And my chat is frozen, damn it. What's up, Dead Twist? The new flying cats are awesome, aren't they, though? They look just like the real thing, I'm telling you. I'm pretty happy with how the animatronic kitties have turned out. You were making, yeah, they did the same shit to me at OTF. Like, I'll make something that's a clear joke, and they're like, oh, well, Bill said blah, 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 he's full of shit, because blah, blah is a fucking joke, you idiots. They do that shit to me all the time. Yeah, you got to consider the source, exactly. What's up, Mr. Spokesman and co-founder? Sorry if I missed anybody. What's up, Jersey? Are you safe here? You are labeled. Yeah, I know you're labeled. You got that stamp on your forehead. See, you know what is? This is really fucked up, people. Like, people have been telling me now that, like, I'm the safe place. I'm the only one that deals with stuff with common sense. Think about that for a minute, people. Just think about that. When I am the one Yeah, you know shit is fucked up when it comes down to that. It's weird. What's going on, Blues Rider? Tell you all about it. All right, I'll get to it here in a second. By the way, if anybody wants to hop up for any reason, you're welcome to it. Unless you're on my no fly list, then you can go fuck yourself. All right, let me uh, let me grab a drink here real quick. A nice non-alcoholic Mountain Dew. All right, so they showed some stuff uh, from, and I don't know what all they showed, but like a bunch of criminal shit. What they didn't tell you probably is that like every single bit of it, it was all wrapped up into one thing. But they dropped it. It's gone. They dropped it. I was never convicted of anything. I have zero convictions on my record. And part of the reason I got dropped was because the shit that the cops were saying there, this all stems back to a personal issue I had with a couple of cops back when I was a bail bondsman. Most cops I got along fine with, but there were always a few in every group that, and these guys were trying to hem me up on shit. And part of it that I was never part of the reason they were after me is because they knew that I've talked about this before. They knew that I was buying up all the Oxycontin supply in the area that I could find. Um, but it was all for my personal huge fucking addiction. I was not reselling them, and they thought I was, so they were constantly trying to nab me on shit, but they couldn't because I wasn't fucking selling them. So that pissed them off. But what they were originally pissed off about was when I was hunting fugitives, sometimes I only had one to go after it. Sometimes, usually I had, a few of them that I was working on at once, but there were times where like I only had one and they happened to be from that town or that county. And the jail staff, and I never fucking, like, I never flexed on them. I never, like, made fun of them or anything, right? Never bragged about anything. But the jail staff was taking bets on if the cops would catch the guy first or if I would catch the guy first. And I won every single time. But it's what I specialized in. And sometimes I could devote all of my time to it. So I would end up, I'm pretty sure I won every single time. So that pissed them off. And then there was some other little shit that they didn't like or whatever, personal stuff. So they had it in for me. And part of the reason all that shit got dropped, which I doubt fucking Nanya the Hut told you, um, is because that shit they were saying there didn't match the original police reports, which I still happen to have. I didn't have all of them, but I had some of them. Which is why the prosecutor eventually made it go away. They couldn't flat out admit that they arrested me on bullshit because then they would be open. I could have sued them. So they kept offering me plea deal after plea deal. Now I was never looking at really. I was never going to go to jail. I had a relatively clean record, and it was a fucking misdemeanor. And they could have hit me with a bunch of felonies. And I'm pretty sure the reason they didn't do that is because then it really would have been looked into. So there were felonies in there they could have charged me with. So they drum up all this. I shouldn't say drummed up. Like it was all based on shit that really happened. But they wrote it up a certain way to make me look a certain way because they wanted my guns, which by the way, I did get back. I got all my fucking guns back. They came back missing some parts, but I got them back. Conveniently, the ACOG sight that I had on my AR-15 disappeared, along with a really nice combat strap. Like some of my accessories disappeared. So yeah, I got all my guns back, and I guess Kat Reed, fucking sleazy woman, said that I said something about me threatening people. That never fucking happened. Like I'm not saying I've never threatened anybody, but I've never been charged with it. Just one dude did file a restraining order against me, which I didn't even fight. But he himself admitted that I didn't threaten him. On the fucking, man, I'm not gonna dig for it because it's not, y'all just aren't that important. But if I ever come across it, I'll show you there. He says that he was afraid of me because I was a bounty hunter and had a lot of guns, even though I never threatened him. So I didn't even fight it. I just fucking like, yeah, whatever, give it to him. I had no intention of going after him anyway. Not that a restraining order would have stopped anybody, but so yeah. Oh God, what else was there? Oh yeah, they're protecting the women of the community from me. I don't really know the details on what they said, but it has not damaged my relationships with any of the ladies that I talked to. In fact, after they said all that shit, I had people hitting me up that I've never talked to before that I didn't think uh, even liked me, and most of them were females. So sorry, your fucking plan didn't work. What you're going on is two females that I had a falling out with that I proved a year ago lied about shit, and now they just want to rehash all of it because they lost the last time. Ryan did the same shit, and the same thing happened after he fucking put me on trial that I wasn't told about to defend myself. Um, I had shit tons of messages, and I really felt like there's probably going to be a lot of hate in those messages, but there wasn't any. It was the same thing. I was getting contacted by people who I've never talked to before, and they're like, "Hey, man, this is bullshit. If you ever need somebody to talk to, you can hit me up." It was all support. Like I've never gotten um, any direct hate. So every time these fuckers try to do this shit, it doesn't work because there are most of the people. I shouldn't say most anymore, but an awful lot of people in here already know the truth, and some of them know me on a one-on-one basis. And they'll tell you, anybody that's talked to me for any length of time, the biggest thing that I hear from them is how different that they thought I would be because I don't always act like the maniac that I play on YouTube. So yeah, Tommy Boy is a sleigh dog playing all sides for clout. In your opinion, I don't really think that's what it is. I really don't. I think in his mind, he's just calling it like he sees it. Um, but the thing is, though, there's been some things that he said about me that, like, I believe that he believed it, but he was either underinformed or misinformed because some of the shit that he said about me just wasn't correct. And I don't believe that he was lying. I believe that he believed it. Start acting crazy. Oh, well, I've never said that I'm not crazy. I am. I'll be the first to admit I can be a fucking nut job. I can be a violent nut job when I have to be, but I have control over it. If I get jiggy with it, if I get violent with somebody, there's a damn good reason for it. And you're never going to find any fucking police reports on me, you know, like Cap and what's the and like Cap, Tommy, the other Colorado guy. Like those dudes all have paperwork about violence towards women. You will never find that on me because it's never fucking happened. Oh, thank you, Danielle. But really, see, here's the thing: is that like it upset. I don't give a fuck what you people think about me, really. I mean, the people that I talk to regularly, I do, but for the most part, I don't. I really don't care. But really, what got me about the whole thing was um, other people were way more upset about it than what I was, and that's the part that kind of hurts me. I mean, like fucking, women were calling me up. Like the first one that I talked to, I didn't know any of it was going on. I hadn't looked at my phone, but somebody called and she was crying or trying not to cry and kind of beating around the bush. And like, I thought somebody was dead or some shit, man. I'm like trying to calm her down. And then she tells me all the shit that they said. And then I check my messages and like it was nuts. So like it upset other people more than it upset me. And those people being upset is what upset me, you know. So I mean, like every fucking time somebody tries this, it ends up the same way. What's going on, Richard B? How you doing, man? Been a while. I'm sorry, guys. I missed a shit ton of comments because I was blabbing. Bill also does so much drugs. He sees the Matrix. Absolutely. I don't take drugs because I like them or because they're fun or because they help me in some way. It's all about seeing out of the Matrix. Oh shit, what's going on? Hey, Marshallist, what's up? Thinking about moving back to Colorado Springs. Colorado Springs, I haven't been there a long time, but Colorado Springs is, for a city, is a pretty nice place. I got somewhat intimately familiar with that area. Shit, it's been over 20 years now. But, my my daughter's mother's brother, my daughter's brother's mother or brother. There's no incest in there, right? But anyway, he was stationed at Fort Carson, and we'd go out there and stay with him. What's up, sheepdog? Bill, can you talk on what you did with Brenda and those other ladies making up accounts to set? I never made up any fucking accounts, Sam's Dirty Money, to send fear into them. I was not trying to. I don't know what you mean about sending fear into them, but like I was not any of those fucking accounts that they accused me of. In fact, fucking at one time, like right before I cut contact with all of them, fucking Mackenzie, and we were on a three-way call on Discord with somebody else, and we were talking about that, and Mackenzie was like, "Yeah, I know it's not true, but people been talking in my ear and blah blah blah." So she admitted that she knew it wasn't me, and I'm like, I can't prove it, but I'm pretty sure I know who. At least a couple of them are. That's something else they've accused me of to no end and shown absolutely no proof because there isn't any. And like all the stuff that I had put up about, uh, or all the stuff that I can find, I know there's still some up out there, but um, like all the stuff where I proved Brenda wrong, I took down. Um, all of it, all the stuff that I knew where it was. There's probably, don't call me out because oh no, there's still a like if you find a stream where I'm showing her messages or whatever. If you want to leave a comment on that stream, I'll and let a timestamp. I'll look at it, and if there's anything on there about her, I'm happy to take it down because she's not available to defend herself anymore. So I really don't even like talking about her, and I think it's pretty fucking disgusting that people want to hide behind that because they know I'm not going to say a whole hell of a lot about her. You didn't make them stay up all hours of the night and while on vacation, so you didn't hurt yourself. I don't know what you mean about vacation. I know, like I would say, I am gonna take a bunch of pills and whatever. I did say shit like that. But I didn't necessarily mean it like as a like I was trying to hurt myself. It just means that I wanted to get fucked up and go to sleep, but not permanently. But I don't know what you're talking about. Vacation. That doesn't ring any bells. Female fake accounts message them to say you were going to hurt yourself, and then they needed to call. What? I don't know what that. I don't know what you mean. That they needed to call me. I could just call them. Like, there would be no reason to pull some shit like that. Like, we talked on the phone a lot, so like, I don't know. That don't make any sense. I mean, they said I was great grandma too, so you got to kind of consider the source. I mean, some of the some of the accounts that I was accused of being have been proven that they weren't me a long time ago, and some of them will never be proven either way, really. But I mean, great grandma showed her face and talked on Ed's channel, and they fucking still said that I was her with a voice changer. I mean, really? You know what I mean? Nanya's a very honest woman that would never tell us a lie. Oh shit, Tall Fellowship, that is funny. But yeah, I don't. I'm not saying that I've never used an alt account because I have, but as far as like that kind of shit, yeah, that's. I mean, it's stupid. There's no reason to do something like that because I was already like I already talked to them pretty much every day. You know, it just doesn't make sense. And like I don't know what all was said, but I don't know. Ryan backpedaled his stance on yeah. Ryan does a lot of lying. Smash Lee is fake as fuck too. Go along to get along. Everyone love me, please. Yeah, I noticed that too, JFK. I just didn't feel the need to call it out. Like she was being real nice to my face. You know, she came up here on panel, and then I was shown what she said about me to somebody else privately. Like right after she got off panel, when she was up here being all sweet, and we were talking about coins and shit. It's like, yeah, whatever. The PHA alts are run by the hand of God. Mandingo, is that your way of telling us that it's you? Dare you ask what fresh hell you missed? Oh man, it's just pretty much always the same shit. It's just the details are a little bit different. They go after somebody and drag, and lie. Get caught lying, then deny lying when like you all that go along with not. You should actually be pissed because she assumes that you're dumb enough to fall for all of her bullshit. And if you are falling for her bullshit, then I got no use for you here. That reminds me, I keep forgetting to pull some wrenches. You're irrelevant. See, that's the thing. They'll talk about people every fucking. They need to look up what the definition of relevant means because every time you talk about somebody, even if it's in a negative way, you make them relevant. I mean, come on. And like I something I noticed, like every time they talk shit about me, I get like a little burst of new subs. You know, lots of accusing people of doing what they're doing. Yes, Janice Pearl, that's exactly how it is. Oh yeah, and I also wanted to talk about good old Bobby Joe. I mean, I cut ties with her a while back because, and if you're here, if you're on my streams all the time, you've heard this a million times, and I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to hear it again. Um, I cut ties with her a while back because like she would want me to back her up on stuff that I knew was bullshit. And she was constantly giving me bad information. She'd be like, "Oh, I've got the insight on that," blah blah blah, and it would turn out to be bullshit. Like I don't know if she made it. I don't know. I think she just assumes things in her mind and presents them as fact, and then it turns out to be wrong. Um, and I've seen her uh, backing other people up when I know that she knows that it's bullshit, and she fucking backed them up anyway. Um, yeah. So, and then like a few people would tell me like she's saying this about you, that about you, and they were showing me screenshots and shit. Um, so, and there were some other things too. I was kind of I was thinking about taking a wrench, and maybe I did it subconsciously, but when I took her wrench, it really, it was an accident. I did the same thing to Jilly Fisher and a couple other people. The difference was fucking, um, well, like Jilly and the others, they hit me up. They're like, "Hey, did I do something wrong? You know, are you mad at me?" I'm like, no. Why would you even think that? Well, I don't have a wrench anymore. It's like, oh shit, that was an accident. But Bobby Joe proceeded to jump on like 5 panels and say, I don't care about a wrench, but, and blah, 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 blah. So if that's how you react, I'm not probably not going to give it back anyway. I mean, Bobby Joe has always been a hanger on. She kind of snows up to whoever she thinks is popular at the time. Um, she's always acting like she's never really done a fucking thing other than run her mouth. Like she's never decoyed. She's never, I, yeah. And I'm telling you, people, being loud does not make you right. Being loud does not make you tough. It just makes you a loudmouth. Did I not inform you of the magical powers behind this wrench? It is indeed a magical wrench, Janice Brule. Be careful. All I ask is that you don't abuse it. Now, and I'll be real honest with you here. Janice, I when I wrenched you, well, no, I told you already. When I wrenched you, I was trying to click on somebody else, but fuck it, you can just keep it. Just don't abuse it. That's all I ask. Don't care about the wrenches till they lose one. Yep. Well, I mean, somebody. I don't want to name her, but um, like I noticed that my wrench was gone in somebody's chat. I didn't really care about the wrench because I don't do much with them anyway. But I hit her up because I was trying to rack my brain. I was like, what the fuck did I do wrong? You know what? How? Why is she mad at me? You know, just like the other people that hit me up when I accidentally took theirs, and she's like, no, oh, it was an accident, so whatever. I didn't really care about the wrench. What I cared about was how did I fuck up? Abuse it in what way? Like don't you can't use it on somebody just because you have a personal beef with them. Um, if you see a dox that you know is a dox, by all means get rid of that. Or any like death threats, you can get rid of them. Um, when you if you have to ban somebody, just take a screenshot of it in case we need it later for something. Bobby Joe, you appreciate her. I reached out to her when I first was trying to address Jeff and his vet claim in DM. She helped me. Jeff is just hey, right on, Jersey. I would like I'm not telling anybody that they should or should not talk to somebody. Um, like I don't tell people who they should like and not like. I'm just saying my experience. Oh, you were expect yes, Janice Pearl. You're right. I that was a perfect opportunity to make a dirty joke. Okay, how about this? If you if you abuse that wrench, make sure you wipe it off before you put it away. There's a dirty joke for you. Bobby Joe and Nunya are hyping up a big Janice exposed panel they have coming. Well, see, that's the thing. They hype all this shit up, and then like nothing happens. Like it doesn't change anything ever. You know, they're always trying to cancel people, and whatever, and like it never works. It just makes them look stupid when they try to smash somebody, and you know it doesn't hurt them any. They just end up looking dumb, and I think that makes them mad because they realize how little power they really have. OTF, I don't know what your situation is. Like I just became aware of your existence not very long ago, so I don't know what they did to you. And I watched your panel a couple days ago, um, or yesterday, whatever the fuck it was. But I don't really watch very much of this shit, so I'm not up to date on what happened with you. If you want to be exposed, all you have to do is disappear for 6 months. Yeah. Or you can just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, they've succeeded in running off some really good people. There were some really good people that were never involved in any of the drama. They were just supporters, and um, a lot of them are gone. You can tell by the numbers. Like Tommy Boy's. I don't know how many he had. I don't know what his highest was, but 6 months ago he would have had over 200 people in there, and you just don't see 200 on anybody's streams anymore. And then I've had people reach out to me directly, be like, "Hey, I'm not fucking watching any of this bullshit. Some of them say that they're not even going to watch mine anymore, which I completely understand. But some of them say that I'm the only one they watch anymore. So, I mean, that should tell you something. Yeah, JFK, they're always horrible, unless you're in their little immediate clique. And I'm still waiting for James, not you, Damone. Get over yourself. I wasn't talking about you. I'm still waiting for that fucking pussy ass James to come up here and have a conversation with me. I know he won't do it because Nunya doesn't trust him to be able to handle it by himself. And he won't do it without 5 people to back him up. You notice these people always travel in groups? Like they don't do anything by themselves. Have you noticed that? There's a reason for it. They tell you hot things and expect you to be offended. Oh yeah, Julie, you're into that. Well, I mean, so am I. But hey, what's up, Shauna? Good to see you. Like you could legitimately be angry and tell Julie that. Uh, well, I'll quote FM. You could tell Julie you're gonna pee in her mouth, and like she would be like, "Where do I stand?" Yeah, that's the thing, Jenny T. Like they're always screaming about other people to show proof, but they only show proof for probably about half of the shit they say. And then, I the shit that about it's about me, I know for a fact that they twisted a lot of that stuff and left a lot of things out. Like they probably I don't think they told you about the time I had some police involvement because I was trying to drown a pedophile in the Kankakee River. They probably didn't tell you that if they even found it, because that was apparently they think I've only ever been in one county in my life or one state. They claim that they're really good at all this shit, but I've not seen them do anything that anybody else can't do. So and there's some really anything that would have made me look cool, they didn't put out there because either they didn't find it or they withheld it on purpose. Oh yeah, y'all. I kept forgetting, but I finally posted the Dumbass of the Month award. It's on my community post, and it just happens to be Dan Islander. Congratulations, Dan. You're a dumbass. Now we gotta I already have a list of people in mind, but if there's somebody you'd like to nominate for next month, you're welcome to it. You can either do it on that community post or you can tell me privately if you don't want to. I understand if you don't don't want to be seen talking shit because we have a lot of that. Oh, these people are telling lies about you. I hate yeah, they absolutely are. Well, Canadian Realty, no, I'm not a good man. I'm not. I'm a very bad man. I just have it under control. Like, I've never said I'm not fucking crazy. I've never said I was a good guy. But 90% of the shit they're saying is bullshit. No one has ever shown proof of what I was accused of that got dropped. Well, that's not completely true, nerdy parent. You've shown proof. Um, these people haven't had the opportunity to see it yet, but I have. Uh, so yeah, that's we are working on. At some point, Michael's gonna hopefully come up. He's already done with court. They dropped all but one charge without him even having to take it to trial. But they dropped the trafficking. Um, like she wasn't. She was. He completely admits to helping her make appointments. Um, but she was not forced into it like she told all of us. And I hate the fact that we all got duped. I got duped too, guys. I hated Michael's guts. Um, and the reason we started talking was because he put a comment, I think in Ed's chat. He just asked to not be dragged until after they go to court, which I don't think that's unreasonable. And we started talking from there, and he knows this already, but the only reason I started talking to him was because I was trying to gather information and use anything I could to burn him with. That was the plan. Um, it turned out not to go that way because he showed me an awful lot of proof of an awful lot of things. And when I started digging around stuff on my own, I actually uncovered things myself that he was unaware of that he actually gave to his lawyer and that helped get the charges dropped. Um, yeah, so, and I'm not, like, I wouldn't have any, like, I can't, I don't, I, yeah, I just don't like the idea of other guys fucking my old lady. It's not something I would ever take part in. Uh, but it was all consenting adults. Illegal, but nobody was being forced into it. So, what's up, sheepdog? Well, fuck, I didn't see what it was because I was blabbing, but apparently they're saying shit. Yeah, I've seen them say a lot of shit about Jenny T that uh, I know is not true because I've known her for quite a few years and she just wouldn't do most of the shit that they're accusing her of. Yes, Tau Fellowship, I already unbanned. Yes, I did see your message, and I already unbanned Meth Clause. Um, yeah, there were a few people that reached out to me about Meth Clause being banned. I don't know who did it. I don't know why they did it. It could have been an accident, but I undid it. So yeah, a few people had his back on that one. Hey, what's up, OTR? How you doing? Well, if anybody wants to speak on anything where you can speak without getting shot down or what have you, now's your chance. Yeah, White Claw got banned actually, I think a couple of times. That's I usually don't mod people that I don't know, um, but I modded White Claw to keep him from getting banned again. So So sick. What's going on? Still threatening is maddening gross. Yeah, it's wild. Like, how the fuck do they defend? Like, they want to paint me up as some kind of guy that's horrible to women, which I talk to an awful lot of women around here, and most of them don't agree with that. But they can defend a piece of shit like FM that threatens to hurt women and piss on them. And, like, how the fuck do you defend that? Threatens to revenge porn them and all this other shit. Like, how do you define you? Somebody, please explain to me, how do you defend that? And the fucking Tommy has more than one instance of domestic violence. He fucking broke a girl's wrist, and now he's facing charges of, what is it, child neglect? I don't remember what the exact charge. But there's a bunch of. It's not like it's a one-off thing. Like, how do you defend this shit, and then go after somebody else based on a lie? That should tell you all you need to know. Yeah, that's another. Yeah, doxing or threats of physical violence or calling somebody a pedo without proof. Those are all reasons you can just ban them without any questions asked. Damn it, my fucking chat is frozen again. My phone is probably frozen because where I'm sitting, I don't know, it's about 30 degrees. Well, let's try this. Nope. Damn it. Well, gosh, my chat's frozen. It won't move. Yeah, actually, I do have a hand warmer here. Yeah, yeah. I've done that before. I think my fingers are too cold for the screen to read them. Hold on. I'll just stick my thumb up my butt. That'll warm it up pretty quick. Either that or freeze my butthole. Nope, that ain't working. I might have to set something on fire. All right, we back. I had to set something on fire to warm the phone up. I have two fucking phones and they both suck. So I don't know if there's a way I can. They're two different models, so I probably can't, you know, switch parts out like I can a cat. Yeah, I was gone JFK. I should be back now. I hope. You're starting to think Jilly is related to Bill. God, I hope not. I've been having sexual fantasies about her. Oh, all right. I'm sorry, guys. I missed a shit ton of comments. Sorry. How about the kitties? I'm not where the kitties are right now, so there will be no kitty showing today. You guys have probably heard this 100 times, but in case you haven't, when I was talking earlier about how they take things that I said as an obvious joke and they try to make it look like, oh, he's full of shit or he lied about blah blah blah. Here, let me show you how fucking stupid these people are and how desperate they are. Check this out. Some of you've heard this 100 times already, but I'm gonna play it anyway.
Super fucking backstabbing weird. Yeah. Really weird. Yeah, I think that, like I was saying today, like, he's letting those cats sit there and inbreed, and then they're getting fucked up, like, sideways head kitty or something. What like, the fuck? What the hell? And then, like, there was a cat that had to be put down, so, like, yeah, it just seems like he's got to have a reason to put these cats down, or he's got reasons. Switch tails? Yeah, switch tails on the cats and shit. Like, it's weird. What the fuck? Yeah, Bill's been a weirdo. I've been shocked so long that girls, like, really entertain his bullshit. Like, I think it's him. It is him, but he's good at it, and these girls, like...
If you guys watch my shorts about the cats, I'm always making jokes about customizing kitties. We can switch. If you see a cat that you like, but you don't like the tail, we can switch it for another cat. Sometimes their heads fall off, and I'm getting pretty good at, because a redneck with a Swiss Army knife knows how to do head transplants when scientists haven't been able to do it successfully or, completely successfully, whatever. But yeah, they fucking, like, they believe that shit. Like, it, that tells you what we're dealing with. You'd hang in the tent. Hell yeah, Daniel. I'd be love to have you in the tent that I live in my parents' backyard. That's another thing that it was a running joke for a while that I started, and they fucking picked it up and ran with it as truth. I have shown my parents' backyard on video quite a bit. Anybody ever see a tent while I was doing that? No. Can you get the panels? All right, yeah. I'd love to have you up here, Jilly. It takes forever. You gotta go through a bunch of steps to make new links and post them. There we go. See if that works. anybody's welcome to jump on up here. Hey, what is going on, beautiful?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I just, speaking of your mad scientist activities, can we just take a moment to talk about how Cap wants to do a virginity transplant on Ryan and how he's completely backpedaling on that fact after he made such a stink about it?
Yeah, I do remember when all that happened. In fact, I've got screenshots of, man, they're buried somewhere. But yeah, Ryan was calling him saying he had sexual fantasies about kids, and Ryan was saying all that stuff, and now I guess he's trying to act like it didn't happen.
Yeah, he was going hard in the accusations, and he wasn't really shy about it either when people were telling him that he was basically accusing him of being a pred just for constantly talking about his virginity status, which was sus, admittedly, but it was funny.
Yeah. Um, that's why they call him Lion Ryan.
Yeah, there isn't much else to say about the subject.
Yeah, I do see. I remember when all that happened. Like, so I don't remember who sent them to me, but I've got screenshots of Ryan saying a bunch of shit like that. And um, again, I don't watch very much of this stuff myself, but I've been told by a few people that he's completely backpedaling on it now.
I just can't help but wonder why. If it is just a go along to get along, so to speak, or if it's that he just doesn't mind? Question mark? Seems odd.
Ryan, Ryan will do about anything to get at me, from making shit up to um, saying shit that other people told him that he couldn't verify. And this has been going on for a long time. Like, he wants it to be like the great grandma thing. Everybody knows that story, so that's what I use as a reference. Like, he just wanted it to be me. And some of this stuff that he's going along with, um, he's going along with people that bash me all the time. And anybody that bashes me is an ally of his. It doesn't matter what else they do.
Well, I can't
And
really
it's not.
recall. Did he have a beef with you before the great grandma thing? Like, what is he trying to pin that on you for?
Oh yeah. There were a few times where, I mean, like back when I was being accused of being a gatekeeper, like we were working on shit, and I'll use Mr. Peanut Butter as an example because everybody knows that story too. But um, like Ryan won't ever listen to anybody, and one of the things I used to do is when a catcher was newer, I would just hook them up. You know, like if they needed a decoy, I could get them a decoy. If they needed pictures, I could get them pictures. Hook everybody up, and Ryan just completely, like, I wasn't trying to tell him how to do anything. He just completely shut me up. All right, whatever. But he thought that I was like trying to take over his channel or control him in some way, which was never the case. Um, and then like there was some stuff going on, you know, when we were calling people out, like with the Mr. Peanut Butter thing. He'd come to me, and he's like, what's all this?" Well, he wanted a bunch of information that I was not going to give him because it was none of his business. And that happened with a few other things too concerning other people. Like he would hit me up and say, "What about this, this, and this?" And I'm like, "Dude, it's none of your business. We're taking care of it as quietly as we can, so shut the fuck up." And that pissed him off. And like
But
with the
he
Mr.
has the
Peanut Butter
most
thing,
credentials. He's the
what's that?
most. He has the most credentials, and he's the most suitable person for this task, don't you know?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But like he came to me. This happened with something else too. But like he was like had this presentation, like he was reading a book report on, you know, I found this out and I've done this and I've done that. And one of the things was he's like, I know Mr. Peanut Butter's real name, and he said a name. Well, I already knew Mr. Peanut Butter's real name, and that wasn't it. And like doxing him was never in the plan. I was never going to dox him. I actually worked with his brother to kind of try to combat other people that were going to dox him. But like Ryan was just completely wrong about a lot of stuff, and yeah, you couldn't take anything that he said as a fact, no matter how much he tried to defend it. So to me, he was never a credible resource. And then all this shit there's been a bunch of stuff he's accused me of that eventually was proven not true. Some of it will never be proven either way, but yeah, so he's constantly trying to come up with anything he can to come at me. I know that he's hit other people up to try to get dirt on me, and they pretty much told him to go fuck himself. I've seen the screenshots. So.
Well, interesting. It's interesting to know how the cherry tree has grown throughout the years.
It really hasn't, though. He's still like he stopped aging at like, I don't know, about 9, because he's still only like 4 foot tall, and his mental capacity. Something that's funny to me is he's always talking about critical thinking. None of you can think critically, and blah blah blah. So for one thing, like, it's everybody else. It's not him. It's everybody else. And the only people that use the phrase critical thinking are fucking guidance counselors when they're trying to decide what kind of class to put you in because you're too slow for the regular class. You know what I mean? That's the only time people use that phrase.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I think this is his way to get back at the world.
It's a great outlet.
Mm-hmm. He's just got like what my dad used to call a one-track mind. He can only get, tunnel vision, can't see peripherals, he doesn't understand nuance. There's a lot of, like, I don't know, just interpersonal things that he doesn't understand how it works.
There were times that I thought he was being purposely dense, but after trying to talk to him through his chats a few times, I realized it wasn't an act.
No, it's not. It's not an act. Because sometimes I've wondered before if he wasn't just doing it just to piss me off, because the reason I don't let him up here, he said it's because I'm afraid of him, which, yeah, that's completely not true. But he's just annoying, and you can't get anything through his little mind. So talking to him is
Would you let
pretty
him up
pointless.
if he's here now? If I'm here as a buffer?
Well, the thing is, I also have a policy that if I'm talking shit about somebody, even if they're not usually allowed up here, I will let them up. Last time I let Ryan up, I gave him a time limit of 5 minutes. So,
Ryan.
yeah, if he wanted up here right now, I'd let him up.
Come here.
Oh, Ryan.
Oh, you.
Oh, gosh. He doesn't know how to handle women, though. Just be gentle with him.
Don't worry. I know how to handle his kind.
I bet you do.
Well, in the meantime, what else would you like to talk about?
Well, we can't talk like we usually talk on the phone. Something about terms of service or some shit, but Squirrel. God dang it, I was just yeah, never mind. I don't.
Yeah, anyway.
Something about pictures or whatever, but yeah.
I made a pen today. A fountain pen. I made one.
Out of a feather?
No, out of pen supplies. It's just like a cartridge that I put ink in. But it's
like
an easy to make fountain pen. It has this black ink that has a bluish purple metallic sheen to it. It's really cool.
That sounds cool. Did you see the ink that I made?
No, not yet. Where'd you post it?
Purple. Oh gosh, I'll just take I'll just send you pictures of it later. Um,
Okay.
it's just I just extract the pokeberry juice and add this and that to it. You can stain wood with it, but it's a really cool purple color. But you can use it as an ink. You can stain wood. But yeah, I've cut. It's got to be the right kind of feather. But I've trimmed down feathers before to write with them as a fountain pen.
Could you make one from a vulture feather?
Probably. I'm not real familiar with how the shafts on the vulture feathers are. Um, it's got to be. I don't know how to describe it, but like the shafts from different birds, or like there are some birds that you can't do it with, but um, probably as long as it was one of the longer feathers, I would imagine.
Yeah, they're similar to eagle feathers.
He said the link is bad. Yeah, that's probably true. Dragonfly, because other people have had a hard time with that link. I'll grab one.
Jersey, bite your tongue. They are the golden purifiers of this land.
You got to respect things that eat dead things. They keep things cleared up. If it wasn't for vultures and worms and bugs, like the whole world would reek of death. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing.
And disease would crawl everywhere.
Yep. All right, Jilly, your wish is my command. Here he is. I'll give him 5 minutes and 18 seconds.
Well, I mean, don't you want to
Hi,
question
Ryan.
me? You said a lot of stuff.
Huh?
I mean, don't you want to question me? You said a lot of stuff.
No,
Right?
I don't want to question you.
Why? I mean, you said a bunch of stuff. Like,
Yeah, but I
right?
got no desire to question you about it. We've been through
There
it
were
all a
more
million times already.
statements.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it just sounds like you're quoting in generalities. That's what it sounded like.
Quoting in
No,
generalities.
quoting in generalities, just like whining. Like something about Mr. Peanut Butter or something about decoying. It just was like there was nothing even substantiated.
Ryan, this shit's been substantiated like a while
Saying
ago.
this
You just
shit's been
refuse to
substantiated.
acknowledge it. That's the
Some
thing, right, dude? I can post videos that prove that you lied about stuff, and you
do
just
it.
act like they're not there.
Do it. No, you haven't. Like,
Yeah,
where? You haven't.
see, there we
Yeah,
go.
because
I'm
you haven't.
sure. Well, I'm sure all of us in chat and all have heard you say the things about Cap and your virginity status, but you're
No, actually,
backtracking on that.
all even that happened was people were asking sexual questions and I just denied to answer. That's what I would, because it's inappropriate, and that's what I believe.
You outright called out Cap, saying that he focused too much on whether or not you were sleeping with people, and he was saying
Yeah, and I
that
did
you should
think
get
that
laid.
was creepy, and that was creepy. Just
It
any kind
is.
of sexual stuff. Yeah, so I called him a creep.
Okay, but you denied that multiple times prior to this moment,
No, I'd never denied that actually.
haven't
Yes,
you?
yeah, yes, you
Prove it.
did.
I said I called him a creep. I never said I called him a pred because I never called him a pred. I said I don't know what to tell you. I mean, like I got quite a bit of receipts. I mean, I said that I called him a creep.
What's the difference?
The difference is a pred is a pred and a creep is creep. A creep is creepy and a pred is a pred. I mean,
So would you say that a pred is someone who would be acting on their creepy desires? So Cap has the creepy desires, he's just not willing to act on them?
no, what I said was if you keep weirdly asking sexual questions, that's creepy. That's what I said.
He was doing a little more than that. Wouldn't
I
you
mean,
agree?
yeah, I mean, I just thought it was all creepy, so I called him a creep.
Hmm. I'm just trying to remember back to that moment exactly what he was saying, because it went pretty in depth.
Yeah, I
Like
mean, I
saying
don't
that
know.
you were a child because you weren't open about speaking sexually. Like he was outright calling you childlike instead of just, saying you were a cherry boy.
Yeah, I mean, and I mean, I want to say, I mean, yeah, I did find all that creepy. I think Meow said similar stuff, and like, especially like in this community, like, yeah, I mean, I found all of that, like creepy. Yeah,
Agreed.
I mean,
But you denied saying it later.
no, I never denied saying it. Never ever denied saying it. I stuck to everything I said always. People said that I called him a pred out of nowhere and just made it up, but I just never said that.
I didn't say it was out of nowhere.
What do you mean?
You
Out of
said
nowhere? I mean,
people said that you just made it up out of nowhere, and I never said that it was out of nowhere. I know why you
no,
were saying it.
no. People said that I called him a pred for no reason because I've never called him a pred.
You called him a creep, which is just as bad.
No, I called him a creep because I think we agreed that what he was saying was creepy, and I found it creepy, so I called him a creep.
What would you say the difference between the two is, though?
I mean, what's the difference between a cat and a dog? I don't know. I mean, like, a pred is, depending how you're defining a pred, and how I defined a creep in that situation was just someone talking creepy, which I did, and I called him a creep.
How you define it. That's the thing, Ryan, is you think that everything always has to be how you think, and it's not.
What are we establishing, though? I called him a creep. I defined why I called him that. I stuck to that. I never called him a pred. They were saying I called him a pred. That has nothing to do with what I said. Like, I mean, I'm not sure what we're trying to establish here. What am I lying about?
Well, with me bringing this up, I'm trying to establish your perception of what a creep versus a pred is, because
Well, and like I think
reality
like
is
and I
subjective,
think
and
though
it's important to establish
yeah, but
your
it doesn't. Yeah, but
perspective
it's
in the
wrong though.
situation.
They're two different words. I mean, I never use.
Well, yeah, you're
And like
saying you
and
called him one
here's
but
I
not
think
the other.
yeah, and I think the argument is like somehow I'm like mincing words, saying like I call him a creep and I really meant pred and this and that. I called even Bill Powell a predator because he was preying on women and putting them in bad situations. And
Where's your proof of that, Ryan?
I called Ed a. I think Ed is a pedophile because he thinks he jerks off over CP. Like, how about that? Like, I don't mince words. So I think
Where's your
you're
proof
talking
of
the wrong.
any of it?
He's a suspect in a child porn investigation that's not closed, and he hit it clearly with a lot of intent. That's
Where's your
alarming.
proof that he jerks off to CP?
No, I'm saying that's what I think. I'm saying that's what I think. That's what pops in my head when I think of Ed.
But you make your claims and state them as facts.
I'm not
like me
stating it
preying
as
on
fact.
women.
I'm saying that's what
Where's your proof that I'm preying on women, Ryan?
You were saying that you were suicidal and you were putting them in a state of alarm, and that account of events now lines up with the account of events that the police said was also true, which is that you fake suicide attempts for attention.
Ryan, did you know that all got thrown out because
it doesn't
their
matter if you got
report
thrown.
didn't match the?
Why is the police matching up with these people you're calling liar statements? Why is that consistency? I'm saying two people in a room, whether they decide to charge you with a crime or not, have the consistency. This is what I mean. Like when I say the critical thinking things, because I'm mince words or whatever. Like, oh, I didn't call him a creep, call him a pred. I call him a creep, and if I wanted to call him a pred, I would have called him a pred. I called you a pred. Like I don't mince words. You're talking to the wrong guy. You got me.
Oh my God, Ryan! You're like you. I can't dumb myself down enough to communicate with you.
So I mean, like, what do you try? What's your point? What's your point? You got a point, or?
That is the point. See, everything goes over your head, man. It's like it's hard to. You're just very difficult to communicate with.
You're literally making no point. You're just saying things like I could just say you're a poopy head. Like you're literally just being like, bro, I'm talking over your head, bro. Like you can't even understand what I'm saying. Like you're not making a point. Like and if people don't realize
no,
that,
Ryan,
that's why
I'm making a point. You just don't get it.
So what's the point? What's the point that I don't get?
Oh
What's the
my
point?
god.
Okay, Ryan.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
so
I mean, do you see though? I mean, what I mean, Jilly? Like, or is this like, I don't know. I mean,
well,
that's what
the
I
point.
mean.
I'm gonna help the point coalesce here into something out of whatever it is now. So you think that predatory behavior is jerking off to abusive material or doing some fucked up shit to women. Okay, so those are actions, correct?
Yes. I mean,
That's the
yes.
difference between a creep and a pred. So you're saying that
I don't know if
Cat
I'm
has the
saying that.
potential. He has the potential because he has these creepy things going on in his head, correct? That's what you were saying. This
That's
is
not
the
what I
difference.
never.
And
I never said that.
people were equating the two phrases because they're basically one and the same. It's a creep is a pred on the precipice of becoming a pred. And I think that's what people were up in arms about you saying this in the first place.
But if
And
I wanted to call him
that's
a pred, I would have just called him a pred. Obviously, I would have no hesitation to do that if I actually wanted to call him a pred. Like, my
yeah.
question is kind of like, what makes you think I would mince words here?
No, the
Like,
audience was mincing words, and that was where the drama
oh
came
yeah, that's
from
what I'm
you even
saying.
saying it to begin with.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so like I think like it was originally like if like the like I think you said something like, does Cap have the potential to do like whatever? I mean, if I thought that, I would have just called him a pred because of it. I mean, if I thought that, I mean, what I was actually saying was why I defined him, why I was calling him a creep, because it was just like weird. Like, why are you asking? Why is anyone asking sexual questions? Like, why are we even talking about sexual stuff other than predators, like predators and decoying or whatever? I mean,
Exactly. Why
Don't
are
you
we
think
talking about one
predators
of
and
our own?
decoying relates to sex because that's what the preds are after?
no, if it's within the confines of catching, but this was not in the confines of questioning. There were just weird sexual questions, which it was just weird. I don't know. Like that was like meow to
Why
some
are
extent. Like, it's all just kind of weird to me. Yeah, yeah. I mean, especially here, like why would that be talked about? Like, and
yeah, about a grown adult who just
yeah,
happens to be of a short stature.
I mean, I guess like whatever it is. I mean, I don't know, but like that was. I mean, so I don't know. I mean, is a point that like I'm trying to see like is a point that that I was mincing words between the two words, or
No, it wasn't you who was mincing words at all. That was just something that got carried away in this conversation, I think.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. And Bill has like any opportunity to prove any of the lies that I lied about, other than got a voice change incorrect, which I mean, I probably wouldn't do voice comparisons in the future, but like I've only been incorrect, and I don't think most of the time.
That's
I
just
think
an
I can.
example, Ryan. You've accused me of a lot of shit I didn't do.
I've never
I
lied.
just use
I'm
that.
saying.
I just use that as an example because most of the people know that story.
Yeah, I mean, let's see, like I got very few things I think incorrect, and I've never lied. I like catch me in a lie. I'm right here. If I'm lying,
I
Ryan,
I've
I'm
asked
right
you
here.
to I've asked you to provide proof of a lot of things that you never did. You throw shit out there, make accusations, and then tell me to unprove it.
No,
Instead
you
of you
are
bringing the
calling.
proof out yourself.
You're accusing me of a liar. You're literally calling me lying, Ryan. So I'm just right here. Put me on trial. Like what? What am I lying about? Like I'm
Oh
literally
my
right here.
god!
That's what I mean. I'm
Like
like
saying that I'm a predator to women. Where's your proof of any of that?
okay. So again, my argument was that you
You
were
said you had all these women that
using
were going to come out against me. Where are they?
Brenda, Mackenzie, they
Yeah,
said that you were
those
putting
two.
them in a false state of alarm to commit suicide for attention, and yeah, like it was a pattern. And
There
you
were a
talk,
couple of times where I did go to them because I was feeling a certain kind of way because I thought they were friends and I thought I could. But there were also times where I just said, "Hey, I'm going to take a bunch of pills," not meaning it like I was going to hurt myself, meaning it like I just want to get fucked up or I want to be able to go to sleep.
It's not what they said, but it's also like the police are saying the same thing, that you were like even using resources for them. So it's like what I'm saying is that's a consistent story.
The
That's
police
something you
were
do.
proven. The reason that shit got dropped, Ryan, is because the police got proven to be full of shit. Their original reports did not match what they said in that one, so I gave it to my lawyer.
So okay, so you often said like like to me like why don't like is it just everyone else? Is it just me? Something like that. But in this case,
Yeah,
it's like all right. So let's say we're gonna call the police liars. Let's say we're gonna call Brenda and Mackenzie liars. Then why are those lies adding up? Like why are they the same lies? Like how would that work?
that's three people, Ryan. You accused this entire fucking
They
community
don't
of
know it. No. They
not
don't
being
know each
able to
other.
think critically.
No. Yeah, because like here's the critical thing: they don't know each other. How are their lies adding up, lining up? Just a coincidence, or
How are yours, Ryan? When you say that nobody in this community is able to think critically except for
no? I'm
you,
talking about just if people actually like if people are hearing you right now, and like if that's making sense, that's what I think.
it makes sense, Ryan. You're just not smart enough to understand it.
No, I mean that's what I think. That's like low critical thinking skills because like what I'm really trying to point out. Two people you're alleging are lying. Their stories line up with each other, which means that that's a consistent account of events. So you have it shows you have a pattern of putting people in a false sense of alarm uh, for suicide, and and
Get rid of
you
Ryan.
know
He doxed.
that's it.
When did he dox? When
I
did
haven't
he
doxed
dox
anyone.
McKinsey?
Well, that's blank color name. I don't know what.
I mean, that's another thing. I took down like everything that I had put up about Brenda, except I know that there's one or at least one or two live streams out there where I showed her messages that I'm not gonna look for them. If somebody finds them, I'll take them down. But everything that I knew where it was at, I took all that shit down because Brenda's not around to speak on it anymore. And you know that. You know that I don't want to say
Yeah,
anything
but
about her.
I'm
And you're
arguing on
using
her behalf. I was on her
you are
side.
using it. You are using it because you know that I'm not gonna fucking throw anything else out there.
No, you went after you attacked her credibility, which I couldn't understand how
I
people
did
like would believe your
because she
credibility.
was fucking yeah.
Yeah, no. But like again, these people with such bad credibility, like the police are bad, like they like their credibility is bad. Their lies add up apparently because it's the same account of events. They like that there's a pattern of you putting people in a false state of alarm for to get attention. That's and
Well, Ryan,
that was
how
done to a
about
lot of
like
women
I
apparently
talked to a shit ton of females in this community, and are a few that I've
on
been
the
talking
internet,
to longer
and
than
it's
either
not
one of
even.
them. No, on the phone, just I did the exact same as I talked to Mackenzie and Brenda. The exact same. Some of them I've been talking to longer, and like they don't back any of this shit up.
What do you mean they don't back any
So
of this
Ryan,
shit up?
do you have as much psychology knowledge as you do criminal justice? What
I mean, I'm not
constitutes
necessarily
a
claiming to
false
have.
mental health crisis versus a legitimate one?
Yeah, smart troll. I blame Tommy Boy too.
I mean, I don't have like any degrees. I never said I do.
Well, I just
I'm not
think
sure
that's a
what.
bold stance to take, having no actual bearing
But there's
on
a
everything.
police report lining up with what other people are saying.
Police report.
How would that happen?
Hasn't it already just been established in the community that the police may not always report exactly what happens?
But even if that the police are lying, if we're gonna say the police are lying, then how are these other people that are unrelated to the police also lying, but saying the exact same thing happened?
I'm not saying they're lying. I mean, he very well could have put them in a state of alarm, but it could have been legitimate, but never came to, any death. That was just the case. It kind of just becomes a case of guilting a survivor of a mental health crisis.
Talking about Bill?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that was what I mean. I mean, nothing I've said has been debunked. I'm not sure what I mean we're establishing here.
Yeah,
just
but
establishing
90%
that
of
your
what you
stance
said
is
you
bullshit.
have no proof of. You just make these claims and just don't show any proof, and then you want other people to disprove it. Well, how do you prove a negative?
Well, you can, but if there's two, again, as far as like what I'm saying happened, right? Two separate situations are lining up. Like, how would that happen? Like, that's what they're saying. The police identified you as like wasting resources for
Yeah,
taking suicide
and
attempts.
the
And they're
reason it got dropped is because I proved that they were lying.
so
There were
Would you not
they
agree
could
that
have
this is
charged
a
if they
low
wanted to.
blow?
They could have charged me with several felonies if they wanted to, but they didn't do that because they knew that would have drawn more scrutiny.
This is only relevant because someone with too much time on their hands brought it up in the first place. It has nothing to do with predatory behavior in the slightest because, like I said, it may have very well been a legitimate state of concern that these people should have been in if they had cared about someone who was in this state. So, if we could talk about stuff that is a little bit more relevant, Ryan, I don't really think this is going to go anywhere that is
I mean,
insulting to
so
people who are
one thing I did actually lie to the police about, and they can't get me now because of double jeopardy. But one thing I did lie to the police about was when I said I didn't know who certain people were. I knew who the fuck they were, and we dealt with it outside of court. That was the only thing I really lied to them about, and they were pissed because they knew that I knew certain things that I wouldn't tell them because I'm not a fucking rat.
all right. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't see how any lies were proven. I mean, like first you said that I didn't say that Cap was like I didn't call Cap a creep, but that's literally what I said. I mean, yeah. I mean, I like
None of
everything
that
I
was
said
a
was lined
lie.
up. Yeah,
I only
exactly.
brought that
None of what
up
I said was a
because I
lie.
wanted
So
to
how am I
talk about
lying,
it.
Bill?
No,
No, Bill
he
said I
didn't
was
bring
lying,
that up.
right?
No, well, yeah, he said you were lying, but I brought the thing that you just said up. I
So
never claimed you were lying.
so I don't know how I'm making the Lion Ryan name then.
We haven't gotten to any points because you keep obfuscating the fucking
It's
conversation.
All right,
This is
so
why I don't waste my
here's the
time
point.
talking to Ryan because it's pointless to try to get anything through his tiny little
All right,
mind.
so all right, so where's the lie? Where's the lie? Do you have a lie or?
Oh my God! Yes, we just went through this, Ryan. We
Yeah, but
just went through it.
all that I said adds up. I said
I
that
don't know how to. I don't know how to explain it like any better. Like I can't dumb myself down enough to communicate with you sometimes.
so yeah. I mean, I'm not sure. You said I was telling a lie. You can't tell me any lies I've said.
You have made a shit ton of claims that you showed no proof for. You say this shit and then say prove me wrong. Well, no, you brought
No,
up the claim, so it's up to you to prove it.
yeah, Ed is a CP suspect. His account of events didn't add up, so it makes me think that he's guilty of what he was charged, what he was
Where's your
suspected
proof
for.
that the original warrant was actually about Ed? Where's your proof that he jerks off to CP? Where's your proof of that?
The original warrant was about Ed. His name's on the thing, so yeah, I think that would do it.
That's not a warrant, right? That was written after the arrest. They didn't know ahead of time that his brother was going to go for the gun.
No, I'm saying he's a suspect. But like he's a suspect. That's why I would think that because he's a suspect in an open investigation of possession of child porn.
Where is
Like
your
that's
proof that he jerks off to CP? Where is your proof that the warrant even had his name on it? He was living there, and he
yeah,
had some shit
and they
on him,
didn't
and he went to jail for that. He never got charged with any CP. He still hasn't been.
yet.
It's been 3 or 4 years. It's
And there's no proof that the case is closed, so there's only evidence to think that the case is open based on everything that's out.
the case may very well be open, but he's
And
not been charged
and
with
again,
anything.
if you want to talk about things not adding up, like the government took his laptop and he doesn't know that they took his laptop or not. Like that's what he said. Like he doesn't know if the government took his laptop. Like how do you not know if the government takes your laptop? I mean, like his entire story didn't make any sense. So it would like when
Exactly,
you see
Mandingo.
consistencies, you think, okay, I'll put it this way: when you see inconsistencies and discrepancies, that's indicative that the person's lying. I'll try to explain it clearly. Like so,
Are,
when I'm pointing out these inconsistencies and consistencies, there's a reason for that. Like consistencies shows a truthful pattern, inconsistencies show a untruthful pattern.
I want to take
So
this opportunity to quote you in what you originally said. You're going to go back to this if you have a half a brain. You're going to say that my original claim was that when I think of Ed, I think of these things, and that's your opinion. That's
yes,
what you'd claim. So you're just taking this opportunity to jerk off about Ed jerking off, which is kind of gay.
Mm-hmm.
I never said anything about that. And that's kind of weird to say.
Oh, okay, so you're taking this opportunity to rehash
I kind of
things
think it's
that
more
don't
weird that
have
that
any
we are
grounds.
palling around a CP suspect. I mean, that so far has a very untruthful pattern of saying what happened. Like he's a child porn suspect, and you guys are like palling around with him. Like that's very like sus. Like
I
talk
can
about
be your
sus.
friend
Like
too, Ryan.
my reaction to like someone being a child porn suspect is being horrified because of what they are
Well,
capable of apparently doing.
if you want to go by that route, we have heard testimony from actual witnesses in this community, people that you know and we all know, that have said that Tommy has CP on his phone and was laughing about it, but you pal around with him. So how's it any different? There is actually, if you want to get down to it, there is actually more things to suggest that Tommy has CP on his phone than there is Ed.
No, and I would say that should be if there is, that should be looked into. But there was no police report, there was no investigation. But that should be looked into. I'm not. But like when it was about Ed, like
Okay,
everyone deflected.
but
I wouldn't deflect
you're
from that.
criticizing other people for talking to Ed when you pal around with Tommy, and
I don't
you're
pal
not
around
calling
with
out the
Tommy.
other people that you're not calling out the people that pal around with him.
Wait, calling out the people that are palling around with them? No,
Yes,
because
you're calling. You are trying to make an argument that anybody that's friends with
from what
Ed is sus, which is complete
okay, so
bullshit.
here's from what I've heard about
But
the Tommy situation. I'm explaining what I heard from the Tommy. Like one, he's not a CP suspect. Two, as what I heard, and you know, like all right, but one, like from what I heard, he thought it was CP, and the police didn't think it was CP, so they didn't suspect him of. But he was never investigated for CP. He wasn't even investigated for CP. He thought it was CP apparently, and then or said it was CP, and then he turned that into the police, and then the police never like there's no document. Like as much as like everything's looked into, there's no document saying he's a suspect. There's no reason like there's no reason, there's no
no, but there
established
are
basis to believe
people
he's a
that you
suspect.
know, more than one, that said. I mean, you don't think that witness testimony is credible by your rationale? There is actually more to suggest that Tommy had CP on his phone and was laughing about it than there is Ed had anything to do with CP. So why aren't you calling
So
out everybody that hangs around with Tommy?
so like who are the witnesses?
You
Oh,
don't remember?
FM, Musa. I mean,
Yes, so I
Yeah.
mean, like, yeah, but here's the thing, though. Like, he should be like, if like there was something, like, let's say he got investigated by the police for CP because he's not a CP suspect, that should be looked into. That's
yes,
and
but that's not the point, Ryan. This is so fucking irritating trying to make you understand. It's even more
So
aggravating that you try to call out other people for their critical thinking skills when you're almost incapable of it yourself. It's just annoying.
well, I was saying about consistencies and inconsistencies. So consistencies have been shown like against you as far as like the fake suicide attempts, and then the
Ryan,
inconsistencies where
we
yeah,
have
what
dismissed that as being an illegitimate argument because it doesn't have any bearing on conversations that we'd have. It's just personal bullshit that is only brought up intended to hurt people. Whereas, you know, Tommy is a risk breaker 7,000 over there, traumatizing his own children, among traumatizing them in
Yeah,
much
and I don't
worse
even
ways.
pal around with them. I mean, Tommy, like I mean, he might be in one chat I might be
But
in, but
you're not trying to call out the people that do though. Like you're trying to call out people that haven't
well,
convicted Ed.
Ed is a suspect in an open criminal investigation. All of this are based on statements made in the community about
Yeah,
Tommy.
by eyewitnesses.
Yeah, that's their statement. They would witness it with eyes. Yeah.
Okay, by that
Like what?
rationale, the only
Like
thing we have on Ed being a CP suspect is one piece of paper that does
yeah.
not
So
say
when
if
you
he was on the original warrant. He just was living there at the time. And I don't know if he was on the original warrant or not,
okay.
but we've not.
So
I'm inclined to believe if he was, somebody would have brought it out by now.
okay, a couple of people said that he was engaging in CP. Has he responded? What are the inconsistencies? This is
Oh my
the road of
God.
Ed. So Ed, he
Why are we
was found
talking
to be a
about
suspect.
Ed?
He was found to be a suspect of CP, right? And his responses were, saying that you shouldn't even bring it up and that it doesn't matter. And he told no one about it, that there was a police raid involving CP, and then finding out it's in a criminal investigation. I mean, that's the appropriate response is to that's way more evidence that he is engaged in those activities.
Ed's not under any obligation to answer anything to you or anybody else.
And he shouldn't at this point. And he shouldn't have ever answered anything of any of these people because they don't believe him anyway. So I have a question. I have a question for you, Ryan. So Edward say, okay, this all happened several years ago, right? 2020. Yeah. Okay, he got the 2019 it happened, all right? And then 2020 he got the charges. He was what the findings were the drugs. Okay? So they found the drugs and that's what he got charged with and that's what his brother is getting charged with. All right? So it's been, let's see here, almost 4 years, give or take, right? And yeah, they've had all that time, right?
So and the time argument.
Say that again?
So just the time argument. So even though there's no evidence that this investigation closed, it could be, no matter how complex this investigation could possibly be, just it's been a long time. So even though his house was raided, he was listed as a suspect, just drop it. Even though he told absolutely no one and helped predator catchers, just don't even tell anyone.
It wouldn't have done any good, Ryan. Think about it. Look what he's been through the last, half a year now, it seems like. It wouldn't have done any good, and you know that. You know that.
That wouldn't have done any good. Okay, so let me finish the process, okay? Yeah. So he got charged. Instead of going in and finding the CP, which that was what the anonymous tip called in, you realize anybody can call in a tip, right? And say, blah, blah, blah. Okay. They go in, and you also should know the day that they find CP, like they know it when they're interrogating the people. They know it at the moment. They already have phones that they're looking at, things like that. They know it immediately. They don't wait all these years and then, they gave the charges, right? So Edward went through the entire court system recently, as we all know. What he was charged with was the drugs, not for what was on an incident report. All right, that's based off of a tip being called in. They get the incident report. He was charged. His brother was charged. Now his brother is still going through the court system. And if you look at the court records that are on the court website right now, you can see his updated charges.
You can see it. You can see what the findings were as far as what he's getting charged with, or what they're trying to convict him of, I should say.
So again, the reason why the time argument doesn't make sense is because drugs is a very simple thing to investigate, but CP can be exponentially difficult to investigate. So the idea that it would just be in the timing that like, oh, okay, so now we're done, and then I mean, like,
Well,
there's
Ryan,
no
how long
possibility that
how long in your opinion should a CP investigation take? Is 3 years enough? Is 4 years enough?
4, yeah,
it could be
on a
identifying.
residence.
They could be identifying child victims by now. They
No,
could be.
They
They could
they
be
can
doing heinous,
prosecute
like
if they
uncovering heinous
found. They
crimes.
don't have
Could
to
be
identify the
no,
like
victims to prosecute them for having that shit in their
no,
possession.
no.
it's possible. It's possible
No,
this case
no.
You are
expands to
really
child sex
reaching, man.
trafficking.
Yeah, you're reaching, because they would know
Okay,
it
so
immediately.
it's
They
the
would know it the day they went in,
so the
Ryan. Come
reach is
on.
saying that a child porn investigation isn't complex and could take a long time. That's the reach.
Over a residence, I doubt it. I don't think it's no big trafficking ring of sorts.
So, and
No.
even that,
No.
he's going in knowing he was a suspect of a child porn investigation and never told anyone, even his
What
closest
good would
people.
it? What good would it
What's
have
good with
done
it?
if he
Why would
told you?
we can't work with them? They would find out that
Don't work
we're
with him. Don't then. Leave him alone. You want him to kill himself?
no. So
Do you?
he lied to
No,
catchers.
stop. Why do you guys keep going at Edward? Leave him the fuck alone. Do you want him to kill himself? Is that what you guys are pushing for? Because I've listened to your shit for months now.
That's crazy. Like
It's
holding him
ridiculous.
accountable to what he
No,
did.
that is not he went to
Isn't
jail.
like that's crazy. Yeah, see, that's
he went to jail.
So like
he served his
calling him out
time.
You're
is
picking
making
up
him
a black
kill
snitch
himself.
from the other side, Ryan?
He went to jail. You notice you always make this about Edward, like we were talking about your stuff. But what you did, as others do, is turn it on Edward all the time. But you can't stick to what
it's
they
the
were
elephant in the
asking you.
room. It's the elephant
No,
in the
it's
room.
not. That's
Like
your
it
problem.
is. No, it's
But
not my
that's your.
It's not my problem. Everyone, there's a
It
lot
is
of
your
other people that
problem.
feel very similar. That kind of
Well, then leave Edward. Stay
predator
away from
catchers.
him. Stay
We're
away
predator
from him.
catchers.
He's not working with predator catchers, so stay away from him. It's simple. It's
He
simple.
went on. He tried to catch predators with Sam and JP Colfax.
He's not charged.
Ryan, it does not change the fact that you make a lot of claims with zero proof.
He's not charged.
And actually, the reason why I even got here was because I asked, like, what am I lying about? And then you said I was making a claim without proof, and then we started talking about the Ed investigation.
And then you
like,
turned it into Edward. Then you
yeah,
turned
but he was
it into
asking
Edward.
about
Yeah, you,
claims that
not
weren't
Edward.
true.
He was asking about you. You turned it into being about Edward.
What do you mean me? A question about me?
You guys were talking about a different situation. You deflected and made it about Edward.
No.
Yeah,
So
for
rein
some
it
reason
back
you started
in.
talking about your opinion about Edward.
Yes, just like he always does.
There was many things discussed,
So
and then that was talked about.
Let's get back to you and what this was about. This wasn't about Edward.
Okay.
So, it wasn't. It wasn't
so
about
what's
Edward.
it about? So what's it about?
What was it about? I came up here because you're making it about Edward, and I'm getting sick and tired of it. And you guys are saying he's got charges and all kinds of shit you guys have been saying lately.
I never said he was charged.
Fucking bullshit. There's other people saying he's charged, and you called him a pedophile earlier.
Yeah, because that's what he's let me to think.
Well, he's not a pedophile, and you're slandering him right now.
He's because
yes,
he's a child porn suspect, and he hid it from everyone.
What
in a community of people that investigate pedophiles.
What good? Answer my question. What good would it have done if he would have told you guys? No good.
To know to not work with them.
No,
because
you guys
he
think
might
he's
be
got to know about everything.
Like
what about
sketchy as hell.
Bill? No, you guys don't need to know everybody's business.
We deserve to know. Like, so you believe that?
No, you don't deserve
that's crazy.
To know shit.
That's crazy. Like, I don't even need to debunk you.
Ryan, how many times have you asked me about shit in DMs and it's shit that's none of your fucking business, and I've told you as much?
Predator catchers don't deserve to know the person that's helping them is a CP suspect.
Okay, so why did they do what they just did to Bill? And it had nothing to do with CP. Why'd they do that to him?
That's crazy.
Do they want him to kill himself? What's going on with you
No,
people?
I don't think anyone wants anyone to kill themselves.
Yeah,
That's
I
kind of
do.
wrong to
Yeah,
falsely
you're
alarm.
pushing. You're pushing
It's
and
wrong to falsely
pushing.
alarm, put people in a false
No.
state of alarm. That's
What
kind of the
what was it about
issue.
what
How
they
is
did
it
to
a
Bill?
false state of alarm, Ryan? There are times when I feel that
No.
way, and I 100% have talked to Brenda and Mackenzie about that kind of shit because they always said, "Hey, if you need somebody to talk to, you can call me," and I did a couple of times because I thought
Yeah.
I could, and then they
You're
flipped
gonna
it around like, "Oh, he was blah 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 blah," and
you
then they
guys are gonna
twisted shit
push
like,
people. You're gonna push someone to kill themselves, and then what are you gonna
There's
fucking
no
do?
push on kill themselves.
Oh,
And
you
like
are.
as far as
There's
like
many.
you said that about Ed, and like
Oh,
you
yeah.
literally got to the point
I've
where
been
you said
watching.
that a predator catcher
Why
doesn't
are
deserve
you
to know the
zeroing
person
in on
helping
that?
them. I'm
Yeah.
trying to zero in on like anything like that's out of
Anything?
all
No,
this.
you're deflecting on Edward again.
It's
I've
not that
listened to it for
deflect.
months. Own up to your own shit. Talk about what they had you up here for, and stop putting it on Edward.
There's nothing being put on Edward. Like anything
No,
Edward
you
did,
are.
put it on himself.
No, why are you bringing Edward up here? Why?
It's a relevant
Why?
topic.
No, it's
Because y'all are
not.
Team Ed.
No, it's not relevant. He got charged for drugs. He did his time. He got out. Case
As
is
far as
closed.
we know, he's in an open. Those cases are. Oh, so what is the evidence that cases are closed?
No, that incident report isn't going to go away. They never do. They stay there. If you're the smart one, you'd know that.
No, because there's
They
no
don't-
evidence that the case is closed. I don't know
Because
that.
his
Things don't
brother.
magically get expunged.
Oh my
is
God.
there
His
evidence that it's open?
brother is still
Yes,
going
because there's evidence,
through.
no evidence that it's closed, and there's evidence that this case is
God.
open on the
That's
synopsis of the
not how
incident
it.
report.
That's
It's-
not
yeah.
The evidence
how
that
it
it's
works,
open.
An
Ryan.
incident report doesn't get closed. He got the charges he got. He
the
did
latest-
his time.
The latest document says that the case is open. So you're like, what's your proof the case is open?
Okay.
The incident
You-
report that you just talked about.
You have an issue with it. You stick with your issue. But today they were
It's
talking
his
about
issue.
something else.
He didn't tell anyone.
It's your issue.
Yeah, I have
Ryan,
an
do
issue
you know?
with
Do
Kyle
you know
Warren.
that? Do you
Yeah.
know
have
that?
the
And this is
problem.
very common. If they charge you with something and then find out that they fucked up later, most of the time they won't go and clear it up because if it turns out to be they arrested you falsely, they can be in a lot of trouble. So a lot of
Exactly. You're
times
not
they will
gonna know
just leave the
anything.
shit open and never
and that's-
formally close it.
And that's within the realm of speculation. You don't have the proof that that specifically has occurred, do you?
Okay. So
As
he's
far as-
not in the
Ryan,
catcher
it's
community.
very common.
So-
It happens a lot. If you knew half of what you think you do, you'd know
I'm
that.
basing what I'm
Exactly.
saying off of information that is out. So the latest part of the case, that latest part of the document says that this
Okay.
child porn
We
case
don't
is
care.
open.
Ryan, we don't care.
Oh my god.
We don't care. Okay, that's
Ryan,
your
are you
I
gonna
issue.
believe that
I
you don't
think
care.
I think
yeah.
that
No,
we
I
are the
don't.
fools
And you need to address it.
arguing with the short bus kids.
You've addressed it for months and months and months.
I
And now
wasn't
let's
the
get
only
back.
one. I'm the only one addressing this.
I didn't say that. You
Ryan
guys,
pissed
you
on my
certain
porch.
people, you're the ones that have the problem with it. Okay? If you have a problem with
There's
it,
an open case.
it's done. It's
Yeah,
done.
If he doesn't address this, he's a suspect.
I just kind of was blown away. You
in a
said that
pissed
so
case.
for people are catching predator catchers that he helped didn't have a right to know that he was a
Oh my
safety suspect,
God.
and not looking at that he didn't tell
Fucking
anyone.
hilarious. We're talking
Like-
about like 3 to 4 years ago. Get the
No, I
fuck
mean-
over it, Ryan.
But why would he not tell anyone that happened? Like
Look at
anyone,
how
even the
you're
people
acting.
before.
Don't you think it's a little bit
Look.
fucking embarrassing?
Look at how you're
Yeah,
acting.
would you tell
Yeah.
someone if you peed on someone's porch and it wasn't cleared up yet that you haven't pissed on their porch? Would you want the reputation of a piss porcher, a porch
Yeah.
pisser, whatever the fuck? Seriously.
So
Would you
peeing on a
want that?
porch wouldn't negatively affect a predator catcher that you're helping.
It would
You
negatively
see-
affect
so that's
people's
a-
opinion of you
Yeah,
if they
you
cared about
can-
their porch.
You can
Weird
get
see-
arrested for
comparison.
indecent exposure for peeing on somebody's porch.
You see how he veered this topic off of him
Yeah, I
onto
guess technically.
Edward?
I mean, I think
You
about
see
that
what he
way,
did?
but
He's a master deflector.
that's
So
an
let's
issue.
get back.
So-
Let's get back onto what Bill and Jilly were talking to you about.
Yeah, any topic.
How about
Like,
that?
what? Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay, Bill, you're gonna have to do this strategically. One lie that Ryan has said that doesn't have anything to do with Edward or his opinion of Edward.
Oh my god. The multiple people that he's accused me of being. It isn't just great grandma. There's a few others. Some of them have been proven to not be me, and others never will be.
Wait,
But
who other than
he
great
showed
grandma did
no
I accuse you of being?
he has showed no proof that I am any of these people
Who?
because
Who
he
did I say
can't.
you were? Who did I say you were?
You
Nothing.
accused me of being mail order brides. You accused me of being two different Vic accounts. And these are just ones that were proven. You accused me of being Roxy. Oh my, there's been a bunch of them.
Yeah, because you said okay. So Roxy was the magic girlfriend. So you said that there was a panel. You said there was a panel where she was like laughing in the background, and then Locksmith
Yes,
never showed that clip. But it's like you said receipts that don't add up.
that
So
was deleted a long time ago, Ryan, when he first shut down his channel.
well, he privated the videos. He didn't.
How many people came forward and said, "Oh yeah, I remember hearing her laughing," or said that they fucking talked to her personally?
I mean, unless you're saying it, and I mean, maybe.
No, I'm. Oh my God, Ryan! Like, how many people said, "Oh yeah, we remember hearing her laughing," or remember hearing her? I don't remember what they said she said, but so like they're all lying, Ryan. But you're right. Is that it?
So lying about what though? They're not connected.
That I'm Roxy. Oh my God.
Yeah, because you said there was a clip that didn't exist.
I didn't say it was a clip. I said people remembered hearing it. That was back early on in Locke's channel before he nuked it the first time.
Yeah, if you're saying that happened, they support you. That could happen. But then, like you said, there was a clip of like her, like I guess talking in the background or something, and that clip never appeared to exist.
I don't think I said it was a clip. I just when we were talking about
You said
this
it was a clip.
before, a few
You said it
times
was.
people were like, "Yeah, I remember hearing her laughing in the background, and she said this and she said this." I don't remember what it was they said she said, but we've been through
Yeah, so that
this
was looked
about a
into. There
dozen
was
times
never.
already.
Yeah, so that's a positive claim, and there was never proof for that. So that went on for a long time. Where Lux went to looking for, it, and there was no. That clip
Okay,
was
where's
never
your
able
proof
to
that I'm
happen
her? Let's go back to the original claim. Where's your proof that I'm her?
because, like, the only information that you're
Make it
providing
good.
that it's her is inconsistent.
You made the original claim, and my claim is not inconsistent. Several people were like, "Oh yeah, I remember hearing her laughing." If you really want to know the truth, Ryan, I was
As
up
far as like,
talking on Locke's panel, and she was giving me a blowjob.
and as far as like the Mr. Peanut Butter thing, yeah, because you made this whole thing about Mr. Peanut Butter and asked what was going on. I mean, that was
Why are you switching the topic?
That was the situation. Well, I mean, you switched to Roxy, and then you said you were at other fake accounts like Mail
I'm
Order
waiting on
Bride.
you to. I'm waiting on you to answer for the Roxy thing. Now you're switching to Mr. Peanut Butter. Which,
Is this
by the
just
way,
conjecture,
your
Ryan?
buddy McKenzie helped me with quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, that was actually a long time ago. I'd have to look into that.
Link doesn't work. Hold on, I'll get you a link.
So I've definitely thought things were true that weren't, just based on me coming to conclusions on stringing together little details. Are you sure that isn't what happened here?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
No.
No, so you have proof. This isn't just your opinion that you've manifested as fact.
Yeah, so I think I said that if I remember about the Roxy thing was that I thought that that's what happened. And then his proof for the evidence that she did exist didn't exist. I probably would have to ask about it. This was a long time ago to remember.
Oh no.
Oh my God, Ryan!
No, something
You
happened like a
cannot.
year and a half ago. I
Are
might
you just
actually
fucking
struggle
with
to
me, or
remember it.
are you really this dumb, or are you just fucking with me? Sometimes I can't tell.
Well,
I mean, if
move
you
on to the
you're just
next
bringing up
thing.
something from a long time ago, that's really it. I mean,
You wanted to know what all you've lied about, so I'm telling you.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm trying to remember something from a long time ago to respond, and that's just the issue. But
And then you said I was mail order brides. The whole reason I started talking to mail order brides is because he asked to come up on my panel to prove that
no, I
I
think I
wasn't
just
him.
thought that was you.
And
I
you
probably did
said it
say
was
that.
me.
Yeah,
So
you said
I
actually
mean,
Brenda was a
now
lot of
you're
fake
backpedaling
accounts.
on it. And
Yeah,
then
and
there were
that's
two different. There
yeah.
were two different Victoria. The Vic was
And I said
behind. He
that,
wasn't even. He
and I said
wasn't
that I
even
thought
trying
you
to look
were.
like me. He wasn't trying to make it sound like me even. But you fucking constantly, whether it's those two accounts or great grandma, you want it to be me.
So no, okay. So as far as like the Roxy thing, you're just bringing up something that I don't remember from a long time ago. So I'll bring it. I'll just look into it. But the great grandma thing, I thought you. It did sound like you. Koopa, I slowed down the voice, and I thought that was you. Yeah,
Because you wanted it to
and
be
I
me.
played
You're
it.
always looking for some way to burn me, and it just always backfires in your face.
Nothing really that backfired. Every real claim is just has a consistent account of events.
Like what?
I mean, I don't know. We're going in circles. I already
Like
explained
what?
it.
Yeah,
No,
but
answer the question, Ryan. You want other
if
people to
we're
answer
going,
your questions. Answer mine.
Well, like you thought like the police were lying, like older things were lying, and then I just said like how they obviously can't be lying because like there are other lies with other people that don't know each other. Like how would that happen? So that's one part of the question. Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan. Why was I not convicted of anything? Why didn't I take one of their stupid plea deals when there was never going to be any jail time involved?
Yeah, but if they're lying, how
They
is it
they
the
they
same
they
lie?
offered me three
I'm
or
not
four
saying
different plea deals,
you
and I
didn't end up
turned them all
catching the
down.
charge.
Not because I was trying to get out of jail, but because I didn't fucking do what they said.
So the implications of police are lying, correct?
They did. I had the fucking. The
So
reason
if
it got
they're
dropped is because the police, that police report that what's her name, Nanya the Hut read out, that was what they came up with at the end. But I had the original police reports that I gave to my lawyer. He took them to the prosecutor, and yeah.
yeah, so I mean, but why is it that their story lines up with what Brendan and McKenzie were saying? And you said they were lying at the time.
I'm not saying that they were completely lying, Ryan. I've admitted that,
No,
yes,
you
I
did. You
reached out
did.
to them.
You did.
why is this the topic that we've chosen to
When
come
you're
back
talking
I'm
about the
to?
answering
shit
the
that the police are
question.
talking about,
This is like
I
I feel
said
like a
earlier
child
that
now.
I did
I need
reach
to.
out to them a few times, but it wasn't like as much as they're trying to make it out. And I thought they both
It's like
fucking.
I'll answer a question, then you'll ask me what I'm talking about, why I'm talking about it. I'm like, because that's literally what you. I read it.
If we're going around in circles, don't you think you should come up with something new to say?
Got you, bro.
Oh
Ryan,
boy.
what
I
happened
can't
here?
have two idiots. I
Got the
can't have
twerp
two idiots
brigade
up here
on
at the same
pedal.
time. When do you guys got to
Ryan,
go?
come on, dude. Look at the chat, Ryan. They're focusing on the blowjob comment. That's the fucking IQ level of these fucking weirdos, dude. Why are you here, man? Let's fucking go, dude.
Yeah, I
Let's
don't know.
blow this popsicle
Red,
spin.
Red Hood, that is the smartest goddamn thing I've ever heard you say, and I'd pat you on the back if you were here.
Yeah, and I'd smack you in the face for touching me.
Sounds like foreplay to me, buddy.
Oh, do you consider noose tying around your neck foreplay? I don't know. I didn't know you were into that.
Yes, actually.
Do that 3
I
times,
consider it
and
foreplay.
you failed 3 times. I mean, fucking.
Why are you doing this? Don't you think that you should be coming with something a little more highbrow, considering you're a college graduate and all?
No, not really, because you know y'all leave nothing off the table. You know, y'all feel like y'all can get as grimy as y'all want. So.
I'm
Yeah,
not
like
grimy. Excuse me, I'm a lady.
Well, I don't know what you are. You're.
yeah, it was Red
Oh,
Hood
I could be
lying
lying to you. Maybe I'm not
when
disabled. Maybe I'm not disabled.
when
Who
you
knows?
threatened to dox
Maybe
him.
I lied to you all.
Hey, Bill, was Red Hood lying when
Well,
you
Does
then
threatened
you
to dox
fell
him?
down a
anybody
couple points in my
know
book.
who Last Boy Scout is? I don't know. We might be about to get helicoptered, y'all. Cover your eyes, ladies, because I don't really know who this is.
Oh, brother, bro. Yo, hold on. Let me
Oh,
cook
that's
this
a
real
little
Oh,
quick.
okay.
steamy, my guy.
Hold
All
on,
right,
bro.
you're
Hold
good.
on, bro. Yo, it's funny to me. We went from Tommy, but Tommy, but Tommy. Now it's just but Ed, but Ed, but Ed. Like both sides look ridiculous right now. I'm not gonna lie. Like Angela G came up and she's like, "Oh, you want Ed to commit suicide?" And it's like, what? Like, what is going on right now? Come on, Ryan. Come on, Ryan. Forget Bill, bro. Come on. Let's just stop this shit. This is so stupid.
They're not worth it.
Like real shit.
Yeah, I mean,
I think we're getting somewhere.
I feel like I just
Most
went in
intelligent
circles
thing I've
for-
heard all day.
Yeah, I just feel like I went in circles, like, I don't know, too many times.
You can't reason with people.
We
who already
always
have their
go
mind
in
made
circles
up,
with you, Ryan.
You
I agree, if we do. Yeah.
can't reason with people who've already mind. Like you can't reason. Like take Jenny T for example. You are wrong, and that is how it has to be. Like the possibility that she might be incorrect does not exist. So what's the point? You know,
Bro,
it's like literally you're just wasting your breath with these fuckers.
It's crazy how like these sides, right? They would white knight for Ed 9 days out of the week while deflecting to Tommy, and now it's just the opposite. Like I understand Ed's a CP suspect. Fuck him. I don't even want to hear him. I don't want to see him. I'm done with him. Right? Period.
It's
like,
kind of
but it's just weird that he's...
You're right. Yeah, it's kind of got to that point. You heard someone, oh, Ed. Like, dude, fuck me, man. Like, let that guy just be miserable on his own in his own little fucking corner of the internet without interfering you bring in other people's lives.
And if you bring up Ed, oh, go ahead, Ryan. Sorry.
Yeah, as far as saying, like someone on the panel was saying, I think it was Angela G saying that predator catchers shouldn't have a right to know if he was a CP suspect.
That's so stupid. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
I was kind of taken aback by that. I was like, wow.
So Ryan, you heard her. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. Like you, like
all right, actually,
come out.
All right, I'll do my first. I'll call it a confused quit. I'll call it that.
Confused. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be quoted for it. Whatever. Like, I'll
no, Ryan. You did your thing. It was like 1v100.
Ryan, all right.
You did your
thing. So everybody
bro.
knows. I'll say it myself. Ryan is not rage quitting. Wink, wink.
He's not.
Only a confused
no, it's
quit
like a
because you haven't learned how to come to terms with
Jilly
failure.
doesn't want to talk about it, so she's
anyone's welcome to my channel anytime. You know,
Ryan, they ain't coming, Ryan. They never show up on your panel. They'll never show up on your panel, Ryan.
I don't watch him, so. Yeah.
That's a cap. How many times
Dude,
have I heard that before?
I'm not even. Funny. I am not, and never been subbed to the Fireside channel.
But you sure know what goes on.
Yeah,
you are like
I absolutely do. I absolutely do know what's going on.
My phone in the
before you leave,
magically reappears
will you
on
contest
30 days later.
Shut the fuck up. Would you contest the claims that your Fireside chat is a Mormon broadcast?
What the fuck is that?
We're not Mormons, bro. I'm not a Mormon.
Yeah,
you tell people to shut the fuck up only to say some fucking dumb shit. Get the fuck out.
Facts.
What I say is way more important than what you have to say.
Yeah.
The Fireside chat is a Mormon broadcast.
A Mormon broadcast? Wait, I don't know.
This is what your own camp is saying.
Ryan. They're picking on you because you just don't want to talk about sex. That's what's happening right now. It's not.
I thought it was like tripping out or something.
Ryan, you realize
I don't know. One of the old ass ladies.
You realize he did that on purpose to stun you, right? Because he knows that you kind of get about that kind of shit. You know he did that on purpose, right?
We are
just
far
like you
beyond
know
that.
he does all this shit on fucking purpose to get people to fucking, keep his name in their mouths, and for the most part it works. I don't know whether to pat him on the back or I wouldn't touch him, but fucking.
Yet here you are.
Hold on, I want to address the chat real quick. Sabby, I've been trying to come up from like 20 minutes ago, but it was the wrong link, so I had to go in my alt to ask for a real link. So don't do that, Sabby.
Yeah, there is a problem with the original link that I posted. There is a problem with it.
No, the Mormon thing just kind of confused me. I don't know.
Wait, so your regular account is banned from here?
All my accounts are banned.
I'm banned.
No, I mean I don't mean from the chat. I mean from StreamYard. Are you banned?
No,
Like, is your
the
original?
pinned
Okay.
the pinned link goes to like it doesn't go to the StreamYard. I don't know.
Yeah, I know
Oh,
it is fucked up.
Okay.
But what I'm asking you is your original account banned from StreamYard? You said you had to get on your
No.
second account. Oh, okay, all
No,
right.
I got on my second account in the chat to be like, yo, like the link's not working.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's your original account?
It's I think it's Lord Cuck Simp.
Lord Cooks. All right. I don't remember why you were banned, but
Oh, because I called you creepy towards women.
oh, that'll do it. That'll do it.
I'm gonna be honest. It is what it is, bro. Like it is what it is.
Threat.
And I still think that, but hey, whatever.
And yet I do pretty good with them.
Okay, buddy.
Oh my
Well,
god.
was in a cup in his
Okay,
backyard,
sure. Are
in
you
his
really
parents'
gonna
backyard.
contest that?
Yeah, you said you were taking on the wilderness too. And you live in your parents' backyard in a tent. Like,
Ryan,
that's what kids do. Like,
Ryan,
that's
yeah,
literally what kids do.
Ryan, dude, this guy poses
that was a
with
joke that I
submachine
made a
gun.
long
This
time
guy
ago.
poses with a submachine gun and then wonders why
Wait,
people
so
trying to come up to
all
his
the thing
house.
about all the thing about
Wait,
you
and
saying you
wonders
live in the
what?
wilderness was a joke. He said he was
I-
gonna live in the wild or whatever. Like, I don't
I
know.
was.
Ryan.
But then
I
he just
was,
ended
but
up
not in my
living in a
parents'
tent in his
backyard,
Ryan.
dumbass.
Yeah, like, bro.
Let Red
place
Hood
is
finish. I
Ryan,
want to
you're
know what he
getting it
said.
twisted, dude. You're getting it twisted. I'm gonna clarify it, dude. You understand that Bill is some sort of enigma, bro. You seen his other jacket? The man took 6 shots
To the
and he's
chest,
perfectly
man,
fine,
and
dude.
back, bro. He's like fucking.
The man shot himself in the head and he's still here on panel, bro.
Bro,
Come on,
that's
man.
like some Terminator 1984 shit, bro. He's
maybe.
unkillable.
Yeah, I've been through a lot of shit that should have killed me and it didn't. Nasty
Right.
See,
car
Bill
accidents
never
to
lies.
gunshots to
He never
fucking
lies,
Mhm.
bro. He never lies.
He
bro.
never
So
lies. Bill has
you gotta
not
run
lied
away,
not one
bro.
time, bro. So Ryan,
never.
Yeah.
stop,
Why
bro.
are you
It's a
talking
futile
tough
effort.
online, Red?
Yeah.
The only person acting tough online is fucking Bill showing off his leather jacket with 6 holes in them, being like, "Yeah, bro, I got shot."
I don't see
I
it
never
being
said
a
I got
consistent
shot.
thing.
I just showed the bullet holes in the jacket. I never said
My
I was wearing it
training
when it got hit.
Okay, so you just shot your leather jacket for no reason, dude? Like what?
No, I didn't shoot it.
This guy.
I'm done, bro. I'm going back to chat. I
He is
can't.
just stating the facts of the matter so that you can't say, "Oh my God, who
Yeah, bro.
shot it?" He's just saying it got shot.
Yeah, I never said I was wearing the damn thing.
You would have any issue with whatever he said, so he's stating it the bare bone facts of the matter. I don't blame him.
I don't know, like I've made live streams out in the wilderness, but I don't know how to. Like, did I teleport myself there or something? I don't know. That's just another example of a joke that I made, and just like the fucking cat switching tails things, they believe that shit. I mean, come on.
I'm you.
Yes, and apparently every female that I talk to is my alt account.
Yeah. Oh, if only.
They just can't stand it that they think I'm a piece of shit, and yet, you know, I don't do too bad with the girls. If I don't say so myself.
I don't think you do too bad. I mean, you won me over. Lord knows how much I hated everyone in this community when I first got here.
Oh yeah, I win them all over eventually. All of you. I mean, Scamula even just admitted a little while ago that hell froze over and she subbed to me. Now we can't stand each other, but I'm still winning her over a little bit at a time.
Yeah, check it out. There's proof right here in the chat.
I thought Be Kind didn't care for me too much, but recently, due to an event, we got to start talking, and you know, by spring we'll be making wedding plans.
That's enough time.
Oh yeah.
All you really need to know is what flavor cake you want, what colors you want. Well, that was
Merry
certainly
Christmas,
interesting.
Ryan. Just live. Of course he would. Of course he went live. That's why I lost 4 viewers.
Oh dear Lord, what will we do?
I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about talking dirty tonight. Are you down?
Perhaps.
Hmm.
We've still got as much panel as possible, though.
Squirrel.
I'm just kind of shook at how rude Red Hood is. How dare he speak to me that way?
You're not surprised, are you?
No. But he should take being told to shut the fuck up.
I'm sure he's been told that a lot. People make the excuse, oh, he's young, he's only 20. When I was 20 years old, I had a job, my own place. I don't even know how many cars I had at the time. And I knew if I ran my mouth to the wrong person, somebody was going to punch me in the face.
That's
So I
what's
don't.
wrong with this new generation. They've never experienced
Mhm,
the real world.
right. It's all behind the safety of a keyboard.
Exactly. I was gonna say he's behind the safety of his keyboard. He doesn't have any possibility of physical repercussions for his actions. Not from you or me, but from anyone. Because we know his conduct when he gets truly fired about personal matters is much more intense than what we saw today.
Yeah, I don't even know how many times I've made him rage quit. I wasn't trying to make him rage quit. He just did, and I'm not proud of it, but like, twice he actually started crying. I'm not proud of that, but um
Wait,
I'm
like,
just
could
saying
you
how
hear
things
the
usually end
tears?
up when we talk. Huh?
Could you hear the tears?
No, you couldn't hear the actual tears, but you could tell he was starting to cry.
That's a little
But
tasty. I like
and
the
I'm not proud
delicious,
of
but a
that,
little
but it's just
tasty.
to say what?
Oh, I was just saying it was tasty, not quite delicious, but tasty.
Just a little tease. But I mean, it just goes to show, like, he's always, I don't care what Bill says, but you know what I mean? I don't know.
He obviously cares. It's interesting the relationship that those two have, Ryan and Red Hood, that they take pictures of each other sleeping, jump on panels to defend each other.
They take pictures of each other sleeping.
Oh hell yeah! They they've told the story more than once. I think it was Red Hood who took a picture of Ryan sleeping, or was it the opposite? I think I asked Red
Either
Hood,
either
and
way,
so
it's
it
a
was
little
Ryan
fucking
who took
weird,
the picture. Yeah, it's like
dude.
was what was the point of the picture? What was the material that he was trying to capture?
I can't answer that, but there's been a couple of times where, like, be partying at somebody's house and you end up crashing out on their couch. There's been a couple times where I woke up and somebody was just standing there staring at me, and then like you could tell they've been there for a while, and then they act like they just walked in, and I don't know, like were they planning on slitting my throat? Were they going to give me a blowjob? I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah, you're making me think about some things that I've experienced now.
Oh, how did I know?
Yeah, there have been
There
times
was
where I've woken up just cuddling someone totally random. Don't understand how it got there. We're both completely clothed, but it's just
Yeah.
we're on the floor. Don't get it.
Oh yeah, that's happened to me before too. And there was a couple of times, and people tell me I should feel a certain kind of way about it, and one of them I kind of do. Um, but there's been a couple of times where at an after party from a bar or whatever, both of them were, and
Jay,
women that I had no intention of sleeping with, like I pass out and wake up and they're giving me a blowjob. Now, the one I had no intention of doing anything with because, like, she just didn't seem interested. We sat and talked all night, but like she just didn't seem like she was interested in going there, so I didn't try. But the other one I had no intention of doing anything with because she was just kind of nasty. And it's like when you wake up and somebody's got your appendage in their mouth. Like I don't hit girls pretty much no matter what. In any way, like, do you really want to hit somebody while they have their but you know what I mean? I don't know. It was kind of
Yeah, it's kind of a checks and balances sort of thing in that situation. You have
yeah. That
the
one I do kind of feel a certain way about, but I don't know.
if it ever happens again, which I don't know how unwilling you are at this point, but if it ever
Are you
does happen
kidding me?
again,
I will pretend to pass out in front of you on purpose. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't expect it to happen to me, but if you ever want to get someone off of you, they're in a pretty good position to just raise your leg. If you start by lifting their chest and with your knee, and then lifting your calf up to your ankle to push them away, that motion should get them off with enough force.
Hmm. It sounds like you've done this before.
No, I just understand physics. But yes, I was the
Okay.
one who invited Ryan to come up.
Tommy boy, I thought you had a plane to catch.
Yeah, what's up with that? Are you lying to us?
That saying "I have a plane to catch" is like the top 5 things people say to sound important. Like it doesn't matter what you're
Next,
doing.
he's
If you
gonna
say, "Oh, I
say
got a plane to catch," it makes you sound cool.
he's gonna be returning some videotapes pretty soon.
Yeah, I figured you were just waiting on your plane, Tommy boy.
I had fun listening to your stream when I was in the airport not too long ago. It really passed the time.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
See, I think it's weird that people even listen to me, like especially when I'm just babbling and talking to the chat by myself. I I don't know. Let people say, "Hey, I like listening to you while I work or trying to sleep or whatever." I just think it's weird that anybody listens to me at all for any reason.
I don't know. I guess I could only speak for myself, but it's better than being stuck with your own thoughts that you're always with. It's a nice refresher.
You held hands with someone snorkeling for me. Oh yeah, I've not snorkeling, but yeah, I've had that happen to me. Girl
I
grabs your
kicked
hand
some.
and say what?
Oh no. Okay. Are you done with your story? Because you can go on.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I kicked somebody snorkeling because they were following too close behind once.
Man, makes you wonder if they weren't planning on ripping your snorkel out and holding you down.
God, who knows?
Sometimes it's like I don't know the times it's happened. Most of the time, it was something like you're in a movie theater or whatever, and something scary happens, and like the girl next to you that you don't know, like will grab your arm or your hand or something, and um, like you don't want to push them away, but at the same time, you don't want to seem like uh, I don't know. It's hard to explain. You don't want to push them away, but you don't want to let them hang on for too long because at that point, like which one of us is the creep? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not saying that the girl is ever the creep in that situation, but um, like
Like,
if I don't know her and she grabs my arm, if I like keep encouraging it, I don't know. I just I don't know. It's a gray area.
there's a certain pressure for one to continue, and you're not sure which one or whether or not you should. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's pressure in that situation for sure. Those are exciting situations, though. I think it's exciting to see who's the first one to give in to that tension, I suppose.
Well, and then you have to contend with if the girl you're actually there with is on the other side, like how is she going to take it? You just hope that she doesn't look over.
That's a whole other added factor I hadn't considered. Not one I've been in very often at all, really.
Oh well, man, are people getting timed out that don't need to be? I'll tell you what, guys. After dealing with fucking Ryan and Red Hood at the same goddamn time, I'm pretty goddamn impressed with myself, because I didn't jump out of a window. But dang
It's
it,
because I
it's
was
not letting me
holding your
post,
hand the entire time.
and I appreciate it. I wouldn't have made it without you, even though it was your fault that Ryan came up. I'm blaming the whole thing on you.
I'm saving you from manufactured situations. You better watch out.
Right? How do you spell BFKNP?
Let
There's
me
my
think.
Cash App, y'all. I definitely need some drugs after that shit.
Me too, but there's no saying that it'll actually come to me.
I'll share. I usually don't share my drugs, but in this situation, since you helped me ground my sanity, then
All right. I'm waiting by the digital mirror for my digital line.
TBS is greater than BBS, but is it greater than BBC? Where did TBS go? I called the airport and gave him his flight number and told them that he's smuggling drugs up his ass. So they're going to take him in a little room and find out.
You did the same thing to me, and I had a really good time. Thanks for that.
You're welcome. I knew you'd like it. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Certainly, since I was in Vegas.
Oh shit! Does anybody know if any of the panel channels have any plans tonight? Because I'm probably gonna hang this up pretty soon. But sometimes people just want a place where they can chat. I call that move to Colorado date night. Yep.
Poor Tommy
Stop.
boy getting timed out in the fucking airport.
Is he
If
really?
that's true. I don't know. Tricksters.
I banned him one time just to be a smart ass. I unbanned him right away afterwards.
Good, you gotta teach him. You gotta make him learn
Hmm.
somehow.
TBS isn't timed out. All right. Well, maybe he should be. Somebody time out Tommy Boy for 10 seconds just to be an asshole.
Yeah, give him an old tenor.
That's like one of the YouTube does a lot of dumb things, but a 10-second, it takes long. Well, I type really slow because I type with one thumb, but like usually it takes longer than 10 seconds to even type a message.
I consider a 10-second timeout like one spank.
Yeah, the warm up swing. Tommy
You
Boy
better
was just
watch 'em.
double teamed.
That United front desk lady's got the riding crop.
Yeah, I always like it when they try to cavity search me and they're putting that glove on. So like I take off. I have a leather studded bracelet. Um, when they're putting that glove on, I pop that thing off and hand it to them. I'm like, here, you might want this.
Maybe when we
It's
finally meet up, you'll end up getting a prosthetic eye that you could pop out and extend that.
yikes. Yeah,
Man,
but
now I know I'm gonna travel.
usually when you
Well,
pull
go
shit
on.
like that, they just take the glove back off and throw it down and they won't touch you. It's reverse psychology. I won't even let my doctor do that shit. He's like, "Well, you're 50 now, so we're gonna have to check this." And I'm like, "Nope, ain't doing it." He's like, "Well, can I at least look at your hernia? Because if you don't get that operated on pretty soon, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble." Blah, blah, blah. Well, I didn't know that when they check your hernia, they actually play with your nuts. So I just ran my
Oh.
fingers through his hair, and he's not trying it again.
So did you finish or no?
After I had to wait till after.
Aw, damn.
Yeah, they
Sucks
frown
when
on
they're
that
not
for
there
some reason.
anymore.
Oh yeah, here's some more useless information for y'all. This sound, that sound, Zippo actually has a copyright on that sound. You can't use it without their permission.
Are you gonna get struck because you did it too clearly?
Probably because I've had videos in the past. I'm not monetized anyway, so I don't care. But like, it's not really a strike. They just make it so you can't make money on it. And if you do, it goes to whoever. And there were times where I had that happen, and the only music on there was like the intro, like the guitar stuff that I played myself. Um, and not all of those got struck, but some of them did. But I'm starting to wonder now if it wasn't. I haven't gone back and checked, but yeah, I'm starting to wonder now if it wasn't because of the Zippo.
That'd be hilarious, but sad. But I think there might be a lengthy legal battle with this stream if they do decide to strike it. Whoever owns me and my voice is going to come for them pretty hard if they try to take any of their earnings.
Well, being as you're just one of my girls with a voice changer, and I've been you the whole time, there won't be much of a struggle between, unless I can sue myself for millions of dollars. How does that work?
Yeah, I suppose. There wouldn't be any corporate entity. Maybe it's just one of your schizophrenic delusions that there's a company that owns me.
Hmm. Interesting. I was for a while there. I was getting accused of being so many fucking people. I actually checked my phone. I'm like, well, fuck. Like, what if I am doing this shit like on Ambien? I just really don't remember. I actually checked to make sure that those counts weren't. Yeah, they weren't there, but it kind of freaked me out for a minute.
My text now number is just one you created.
I've been accused of texting myself to post just have something to post, but I've never done that either.
I've seen that, and I've almost hoped that I've had something relevant to talk to you about so that I could be accused even further of being not real.
Usually, I have forgotten a couple of times, but I always take people's names out of it no matter what, unless they specifically say not to. But I usually have people's permission before I post anything publicly, even if it doesn't identify them.
Just so you know, I will go down with you in flames.
Damn. Will you go down
Put
on
my
me
name
in
up
flames?
in neon on those receipts. What?
That's what we could do. Let's set each other on fire and see how long we can, do the thing. Like we'll find out which is more important, doing the thing or rolling around to put the flames out.
I'm gonna try my damnedest to do the thing as long as I can.
Yeah, me too.
I know I can touch very hot things with my hands for a very long time because of my previous jobs. So I think I've got an edge.
Oh, were you? I was a welder for a long time, and I kind of got that way. Were you a welder?
I think you've got me beat. I was just a server.
Oh, I got you. Oh no, those plates get fucking. Yeah, no, I've been a server too. Those plates do get fucking hot right out of the dishwasher. Or if they're frying at 500, they just say, "Oh yeah, we'll bring you your steak while it's still 500 degrees," but they don't take that poor server into account, which is why I always tip them very well.
Well, good for you. Some of the other servers and I would play chicken underneath those heating lamps where the plates would sit when they first come off the grills. See how long we could just keep our hands there. I
Yeah,
won a few times. So I think we've got a pretty good competition underway.
I like it. We used to sometimes some of the stuff that we welded was for NASA or other government stuff. Well, we did a lot of nuclear haulers, that kind of thing. And sometimes the welds on there are so picky that you'll have to weld 30 feet straight. You can't stop. It has to be all one continuous weld. And you'd be crouched down or sitting on a bucket or whatever, but somebody be doing one of those welds and inevitably one of those assholes would light a rag on fire and throw it underneath them. And it's funny watching a guy get his crotch catch on fire because he you can't really pound it out, but you're kind of stuck.
Dear Lord. Inevitably their work suffered from it, didn't they? Because of the welding line being all crooked.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's how we weeded out the weak ones. If you can keep welding in a straight line while your crotch is on fire, yeah, you're gonna make it. You're gonna be a good welder.
You can't take a little hazing. What good are you?
Yeah, I was one of the hazers. There was a couple of guys that quit because of it, but if they're that fucking soft, they're not gonna make it anyway. We always pretend to be gay and stuff, and they would send me a new guy to train, and I would just constantly make comments about little hints about, hey, you want to go out with me on my boat? And they'd be like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. I'm like, all right, but you got to oil me up every 30 minutes, shit like that. And this one dude at lunchtime, he just disappeared. He didn't come back, and I thought he was in the shit or sleeping or something. So I go looking for him, couldn't find him. I just go back to the job, and my boss comes down. And he says, "What'd you say to that guy?" I'm like, "Which guy?" He's like, "You know who I'm talking about." I'm like, "Okay, well, before I answer that question, what did he say I said?" And he said that at lunchtime he walked into the office and said that he couldn't work with a bunch of fags, and he went home.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is back in the good old days.
Well, that was it. I didn't I wasn't doing drugs at that time, believe it or not. I didn't start on the drug thing until I got hurt and doctors started pumping me up with shit. But the cocaine and Vicodin were big things out there at the time. These dudes didn't care, man. They would go into a bathroom stall together and do coke, and everybody knew what was going on, but nobody would rat.
Yeah.
So anyway, this new guy was like, "Hey, I gotta go take a leak." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll go with you." And we walked in there, and I knew these guys were in there doing coke, but all you see is two very manly sets of work boots in the stall together, and you can hear. And this dude's like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, they're just sucking each other off, man. Don't worry, you'll get your turn." And he also quit.
Like, this is one of the job requirements. I don't know if I'm cut out for it, man.
hmm
Yeah. Hazing can be fun. But it all depends on what your higher ups think of hazing too.
Well, it was just kind of an understood thing, you know. I mean, yeah, if you went overboard, you could be in some trouble. Um, well, like this one dude, he went into the shitter stall, and it was coincidence. I happened to be walking in there, but he'd only been there for a couple of days, and he went in there and uh, closed the door, and I just went and pushed it open like I was gonna go in there with him. That motherfucker climbed over the wall and climbed all the way out to the end and jumped. It was funnier, fuck.
Oh my god. Men are insane with like how scared they are of gay contact. It's hilarious. And I only wish I was a man so that I could get in on just terrorizing the ones who have an absolute fear of it. Because women, it's
Yeah,
more just like they'll get upset about it, and then you'll feel bad. But men, they'll do what you did. They'll skitter all over the place, doing whatever they can possible in order to get out of the situation, and it's just fun.
yeah. There were guys though that I'm pretty sure they were using it to kind of ventilate their hidden tendencies. So there were guys that I wouldn't joke around with like that. Like I would even like, yeah. I mean, I used to do shit like strip down to my underwear. We had these like 50-ton overhead cranes in the shop, and yeah, so I'd strip down to my underwear and jump on, stand on one of the hooks, and hold onto the chain and take the control and just ride it in high gear all the way from one end to the other. They kind of frowned on that too because my argument, they said, you can't be naked in the shop. I'm like, okay, two things. One, I wasn't naked. And all OSHA says we have to have are steel-toed boots and safety glasses. And I had both of those on.
Well, there you go. You're doing everything according to regulation. Don't see why it should be a problem.
That was my argument too, but it didn't work. I still got rode up.
Yeah, I had something, but then thinking about you getting naked onto the whole machinery threw that thought out the window.
Squirrel. Yeah, the camaraderie of like that's the only thing I miss about that place is the camaraderie between, you know, it's 98%. We did have a few women out there. Of course, you couldn't do that shit to the females because that would get you fired. But
Yeah.
most of them were cool. You know, they wouldn't you know they wouldn't have cared. But
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask, how easy was it to kind of out the men who were just using the hazing as their outlet for their sick desires?
um, I wouldn't say it was difficult. But there was, I don't know, you could just tell, you know, and I just avoided doing anything with them. And it wasn't like they never like uh came up and tried to do anything to me. But I also would not joke around with them like that. I just don't want to, yeah.
What were some of the tells?
It's just a feeling like I don't know. I can't really pinpoint anything I can verbalize. It was just a gut feeling, you know. And sometimes, like when a dude is like dry humping you, and you start feeling his thing get a little bit hard tucked up next to your leg, that's a clue.
That's a little bit of a clue. I agree.
Yeah, that'll make you run. That'll make you run fast. I've never run so fast in my life.
Oh my god. But that feeling is unmistakable for sure. I've definitely noticed that sometimes.
Yeah.
I've definitely noticed people notice that with me sometimes.
Well, this dude, there was a group of us that used to go out every couple of weeks, and we took a newer guy with us. We were in some fucking seedy ass bar 2 states away. Like I don't know how the fuck we wound up in half of these places, but we're just sitting there getting fucked up. And this new guy that we brought with us, he'd been way over the other side talking to a quote unquote girl. And at the time, didn't think anything of it. I just thought she was a tall female. Well, she walked by us to go to the bathroom and went in the men's room. And at that time, I was like, "Oh shit, that's a guy in drag." And while she was in the men's room, this dude's like, "Man, this chick really likes me, man. We're getting along really well. I think I'm gonna go home with her. You guys don't care if I go home?" And we're like, "Dude, you do realize that's a guy, right?" And he turned he turned 3 shades of white. I don't like I've never seen a white guy that white before. Um, he's like, "Nuh-uh," and we're like, "Yeah, look at the hands. Look at that. That's a dude." Um, he actually wound up quitting, and we all had a pact that we were not going to tell it, because if we would have told that at the shop, he would have been like terrorized to no end. So we all, as far as I'm concerned, we were all going to keep it a secret. Um, but anyway, it worked the next Monday. He wound up quitting because everything anybody said to him, he thought it was about that, and it really wasn't.
Oh man.
Because they would walk, somebody would be like, "Hey, what'd you bring from lunch today?" He's like, "I'm not gay. I didn't know it was a guy." Like just shit like that. And he wound up, yeah. We weren't going to rat
Oh
him out, but he
man.
ratted himself out.
Poor guy.
Bill didn't say which way he ran. Good point. Good point, Mandingo. So yeah, I do miss that kind of camaraderie out there. And like you could go, fist fights weren't all that uncommon. But you could duke it out with a guy at break time because you're pissed off about some stupid bullshit. But then if you saw him with a flat tire on the way home, you'd stop and help him.
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of camaraderie is really nice. It's not like you're forced to be nice with them, but there's there's an underlying responsibility amongst each other to take care of one another.
Right.
I wish that there was that more places than there are.
Well, I mean, like you really do have to watch each other's backs because, like sometimes people do get set on fire. Not fucking around. Oh man, this one dude, there was a leak in his oxygen hose for his cutting torch, and that oxygen, uh, like filled up his pant legs. And when he
Mm.
when he went to strike a weld, it just fucking. He looked like Wile E. Coyote. His pants were completely blown off, and like his skin was all black and shit, man. Oh, it was. I saw more people get fucked up there than I ever did from chasing people. Like I saw a dude get. When you run a lathe, you're not supposed to wear any kind of sleeves at all or gloves. Anything spinning, you're not supposed to wear gloves or sleeves. And this dude wasn't really qualified to run that machine, and he was wearing his welding sleeves, and it caught him and fucking spun him into that machine, and just like he didn't die, but I don't know how he didn't die because it ripped his arm off and like broke it. Yeah, it was nasty.
Humans got a crazy way of surviving. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen sheets of steel. We had sheets that they were 40 feet long by 4 feet wide, and then like up to those kinds of sheets were only up to like 2 inch, but we had like 9 inch thick that were smaller. Anyway, like I've seen shit like that fall on people. And yeah, it's it's nasty.
For sure. In industry, those industrial jobs, there's a lot of risk.
Yeah, for sure. You know, a guy that had his thumb ripped off cleaning the change in his lathe. Yeah, yeah, it happened. It's yeah, you got to be careful around that shit.
It's easy to avoid as long as you're able to keep mindful of everything, but it's just that one moment that you're not. And it could
Right.
be the one moment that you're not. And that's, I think, the scary thing about it.
Yeah, yeah. Situational awareness is very important, but people get complacent. I mean, when you work in a factory like that, we were usually on 10-hour days. You know, and when it's 90 degrees outside, it's 130 in the shop, and you're worn out all the time, so you can't really maintain awareness all the time.
Yeah, and
And
your shifts are like
it,
12 hours.
sometimes, yeah, ours were usually 10, but sometimes um, sometimes we could. I worked a 28-hour shift one time.
Shit. How did you manage?
Oh, that overtime pay. I was younger then. I was invincible back then.
Yeah, that explains it. Young people will do anything for pay.
We had dudes out there that would do that a lot. Like they would work like 5 days straight without going home. And the thing is, though, is meth and cocaine were big out there too.
Mm, there
You
you
know, and
go.
yeah,
It's way easier to do that kind of work for that long when you have some kind of chemical assistance. But
you ever
in
been in a
terms,
glass? Yes, I have actually, Josh. Not professionally, but I think that glass work is awesome.
I can imagine the glass shop is incredibly hot.
Yeah, they are. I mean, but we were burning through pieces of steel that were 9 inches thick. You got to have a hell of a fucking flame
For
to,
sure.
to even pierce it. But there was a dude one time. The thing that we burned the parts out of the flat sheets of steel is called a burning table. Um, there's different kinds, but anyway, they move on tracks, and this dude he was wearing a flannel shirt that was not buttoned, so it's kind of flopping around. And his shirt, the corner of his shirt, got caught in one of the gears that moves the whole fucking machine. And like it was like a horror movie. Like it was slowly pulling him in. He's like, "Fuck, fuck!" And I just happened to be there. I whipped my knife out and cut his shirt and got out of it. But like it just, I don't know, you can do everything right, but it can just happen.
And then when you're the only one to act to save yourself in the moment, it's extremely difficult. So thankful you were there.
But this dude, like, he didn't really. I don't know. He was saying fuck an awful lot, but I think he still reasonably had his wits about him because like right as I was getting my knife out, I'm pretty sure he was turning towards me and just like kind of calmly gonna ask me for my knife. He wasn't. I don't know.
Well, good. It hadn't set in for him yet, really, that shit's real. Because I feel like there's a moment where it could be more than one moment where you have the adrenaline, where
Are you
you can
are you
act
twisting
without
a cat?
thinking. No, my cat just jumped on my bed. There's
Okay.
that
I mean that.
adrenaline moment where you can act without thinking, but then you have to think. And that's when things can go badly if you're not about your wits.
Right. Yeah, staying calm in any bad situation is a must if you want to get out of it.
Hmm. Composure is key. Composure is key. But I've
Yeah,
had
Josh, that's
family
how
members working. Yeah, yeah, I've had family members working in factories where they've had me come and bring them new shirts because it's been so hot. Just seeing the 150-degree thermometer comment from Josh made me think of that.
I think glass blowing is uh, pretty awesome. They can do some really like I've been places where they demonstrated or whatever. This little town. It's in Indiana, but it's the name of it is Nashville, so we call it Little Nashville. And they have a lot of artists, and like that's where I had a lot of my leather stuff made. You can go to one shop and pick out an uncut gem and buy it there, and then you can take it to a shop up the street and like tell them how you want it cut, what kind of ring you want it to be in, and that stuff was pretty neat too. I had a couple made for my son's mom.
That would be really cool. There are a lot of different ways you can cut gems. And there are different there are a lot of different ways that you can blow ass section.
Oh shit! All right, y'all. Somebody's trying to get my attention awful bad. I probably better find out what that's about. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I see it. I'll get a hold of you in a couple of minutes. All right, y'all. I appreciate you for showing up, and uh, I'm sorry I had to put you through Ramblin' Ryan.
I enjoyed it quite a bit. So it was nice being up here, Bill.
I appreciate you coming up here.
Hopefully this can happen again soon. I hope you have a good night.
You as well.
Thanks.
All right. Stay naked. All right. Yeah, yeah. Section 15, you have the worst timing, my man. Can you blow meth pipes? I bet he can. I do, though. I think that um, glass work is awesome. I did a stained glass window one time. I never really got. I mean, I wanted to do the glass blowing, but I just didn't have time for another hobby. Mainstream media is propaganda and nothing more. You're absolutely right, Rod Plummer. All right, y'all. I appreciate you. Somebody give section 15 the timestamp where Jilly showed her tits. That way he doesn't waste his time and he can just watch that part repeatedly because I know I'm going to. All right, y'all. Don't take any wooden nickels and stay naked.